Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 376, One More Year. It started at 2:30. At 6 o'clock, everyone left one after another. The four babies saw the guests out and waved to them to make an appointment to play together when they have time. After seeing off the last classmate, Lin Feng asked with a smile, "Are you happy today?" Sanbao's eyes sparkled, super happy. Sibao and Erbao jumped up and down with joy. Happy. I will invite them to my birthday in the future and eat cake together. Yet, I will also wear the little princess's dress. They all said that I look so beautiful in it. Dabao said, there are also gifts. I am looking forward to it. The babies look very happy at this birthday party. It can be said that it ended successfully. And Lan and Liubo originally wanted to stay and have a dinner. As a result, they found that they were full after eating snacks. So this meal will be eaten another day. Zhang Yuxi said happily, let's go, let's open the birthday presents. Sure enough, it is still the children who give gifts to understand each other. The gifts are not very expensive. It is estimated that these children choose gifts according to their preferences. Not only did I have a happy birthday today, but I also received so many gifts from other children. The four babies are so happy. They never fight over things since they were young. They share fun and delicious things together. Raymond Lam treats them equally in terms of food, clothing, housing and transportation. Therefore, the result of opening the gifts is that everyone is happy together. In the evening, grandparents and grandparents called. The children gathered around the phone one by one, vying to tell them about what happened today. You talked back and forth, and it was noisy and I couldn't hear clearly. But with their guesses, they could roughly guess some of it. Raymond Lam was cooking some vegetable porridge in the kitchen. Hearing the children's laughter, he couldn't help but smile. Zhang Yuxi picked up the phone, and Joe Killen said with a smile. The kids were buzzing so much that I couldn't hear clearly what they said. My head hurts. But I roughly know something. By the way, where's Lin Feng? Zhang Yuxi pointed the phone at Lin Feng. He's here. Lin Feng glanced at the phone and greeted Joe Killen. Mom, have you eaten? Joe Killen smiled and said, I have. Your second uncle is treating us to dinner. What about you guys? What are we having for dinner? Lin Feng said, we'll have some porridge and some fried vegetables, something light. After chatting for a while, Joe Killen hung up the phone. Lin Ji was the last to call. Brother, we just had dinner. Where are the four treasures? They are playing. Then give them the phone. I have something to say to them. Lin Feng waved for the four treasures to come over. Here, Uncle Lin Ji's call. The four treasures ran over, took the phone and started yelling, Uncle Lin Ji, look, what is this? Ultraman Zeta. Lin Ji smiled and said, go and call Erbao and the others over. After the children gathered around, Lin Ji smiled and said, today is your birthday, I wish you a happy birthday. The four treasures said thank you in unison. Lin Ji smiled, wait until the new year, I will prepare big red envelopes for you, okay. The four treasures answered again, okay. Give the phone to Dad, I have something to say to Dad. The children gave the phone to Lin Feng. Lin Feng asked, how is your part-time job going? Lin Ji did not return to Michang this summer vacation. He and Chen Miao and Meng Liang worked part-time to make money. They are tutors, helping the children with their homework. They graduated from Peking University, earning 80 yuan an hour, and can earn 4,000 to 5,000 yuan a day. Now Lin Ji is also a person with some assets. He bought a house in Micheng, paid off the mortgage himself, and had hundreds of thousands of savings. Some time ago, Lin Ji and 3 other people discussed buying a second-hand car together. Lin Ji is the only one with a driver's license. Lin Ji smiled and said, it's good. The parents think I teach well and said they will look for me during the winter vacation. The 2 brothers chatted for a while, and then Lin Ji hung up the phone. After dinner, he coaxed the children upstairs to sleep. They asked expectantly, Dad, how long will it take for my next birthday? Lin Feng laughed, it will take another year, more than 300 days. The children were very disappointed when they heard that it would take more than 300 days. Lin Feng couldn't help laughing again, okay, go to bed. This summer vacation, In addition to learning to ride a balance bike, Lin Feng originally asked them to learn something else. However, before learning, the children must first be exposed to these. No, at the beginning of school, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi brought the children to the children's career experience. There are all kinds of professions here, including doctors, nurses, policemen, firefighters, etc. Babies can experience the professions they are interested in. After Lin Feng paid the fee, the staff took the 4 babies to experience it. The parents waited in the leisure area for 45 minutes. The couple thought that they might as well take this opportunity to go shopping. Lin Feng left his phone number at the front desk. We will walk around. If the children look for us, please call this number. The front desk staff said, okay, but you have to come back early. There is nothing to visit nearby, and finally sat in a milk tea shop. Each ordered a cup of milk tea and drank it. To outsiders, the 2 people don't look like people with 4 children at all. People believe that they are high school students. Since being with Lin Feng, Zhang Yuxi has a regular diet and regular work and rest. Whatever you want to eat, Lin Feng can make it for you at the master level. They eat very healthily, except for going out with the children and buying some street snacks. She hasn't had milk tea for a long time. It's not that milk tea is not tasty, it's just that Raymond Lamb will make her drink other things in different ways. For example, freshly squeezed juice, scented tea, brown sugar water, etc., with 70% sugar, which is already very sweet in Zhang Yuxi's eyes. Raymond Lamb sat with Zhang Yuxi for a while, and when he saw that the time was almost up, he took her back. There were still 5 minutes left, and the couple browsed the goods in the store. There were all kinds of medicine boxes, sprinklers, etc. Raymond Lamb thought it would be a good idea to let the babies buy a complete set. The children came out. Dabao and Sabao chose policemen, Sanbao chose singing, and Erbao chose a model. According to the roles they play today, Raymond Lamb bought corresponding toys. And they were all complete sets. Especially for Sanbao, all kinds of simulated music toys. The boss introduced, don't look at this because it is simulated, it can actually make sounds, and it is very similar to the real thing. Erbao chose a simulated doll that can cry, make noises, and get sick. When it is sick, its face is red and it will cry. It needs to be fed medicine to get better. Erbao thought it was interesting and bought it. Lin Feng returned with his wife and children with a full load. Chapter 377. Dad is the director. As soon as they got home, the 4 babies couldn't wait to take out their own toys and start playing. Lin Feng moved Sanbao's violin, drums, etc. to his room. Lin Feng smiled and said, it's fun. Daddy went downstairs to work. Sanbao pursed her lips, thank you, Daddy, you've worked hard. Lin Feng touched her head lovingly, good boy, Daddy is not tired. Because only Sanbao's toys need to be installed, the toys of other babies don't need to be bothered. Just unpack and play. Lin Feng was cooking dinner in the kitchen, and Zhang Yuxi played the thief and the sick patient. After only about 20 minutes, she was a little tired. She came to the kitchen, husband, playing with the children is tiring. Lin Feng pecked her, you've worked hard. Zhang Yuxi felt that the word hard work was the one she was most afraid of. No one was harder than Lin Feng. She was at home and occasionally took care of the children. Most of the time, she didn't need to do anything, just open her mouth for food and stretch out her hands for clothes. She was a little ashamed, husband, I'm not tired at all, it's you who's tired. After Zhang Yuxi left, Dabao and Sibao took turns playing the game of police catching thieves. Erbao played the role of a mother, carrying a sick child to the hospital. After dinner, Raymond Lamb clapped his hands, come on, Daddy will be the director, let's act out a play, okay. The 4 babies shouted happily, okay. Raymond Lamb said, Erbao is a mother. One day her child was sick, so she went to the hospital to see the baby. As a result, on the way, she met a thief Sibao who robbed Erbao's things. Erbao shouted for help. At this time, the passing policeman Dabao came and caught the thief. Then Dabao took Erbao to the hospital together. After the doctor conducted a series of examinations, the baby finally got better. This is the outline of the story. You can act it out. Mom and Dad are watching here. The couple sat on the sofa and watched the reality TV series performed by the babies. These little guys all have good acting skills, and there is no pressure on them. I only saw Erbao imitating Raymond Lamb, coaxing the baby with a baby. Erbao said exaggeratedly, oh, what's wrong with my child? Is he sick? Child, tell me, are you sick? Where do you feel uncomfortable? Oh, I forgot that you are still too young and can't speak at all. Last time in Snow White, Urbeo showed her funny side. The couple couldn't help laughing. Urbeo wrapped the child properly and went out. Going out, carrying a backpack, changing shoes, isn't it Zhang Yuxi who learned it? After leaving the home, Sibeo played the thief and came to snatch Urbeo's bag in a flash. Zhang Yuxi joked on the side. Sibeo, you are not professional, shouldn't you use something to cover your face? Sibeo thought that it was right and stopped immediately. Wait a minute, I'll find something to cover it. Urbeo urged, hurry up, I'm having fun acting. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng laughed on the side and found that they were really funny. Finally, Sibeo found a mask. Come, I'm done. The two continued. Urbeo resisted while shouting for help. Someone, there's a thief, come quickly. At this time, Dabeo shouted, I'm coming. So he also joined in. Sibeo and Urbeo were inseparable. That's it, the two of them are still playing. This is not okay. Urbeo urged, hey, are you guys done? I've been waiting for someone for a long time. Dabeo and Sibeo glanced at each other at the same time, probably just remembering the business. Dabeo shouted, thief, where are you running? Sibeo burst into tears, I know I was wrong, I won't dare to do it again, please forgive me this time. I have an 80-year-old mother and children, they can't live without me. 80-year-old mother. Zhang Yuxi almost laughed to death. Honey, where did he learn this? Lin Feng shook his head, I don't know, children have a strong ability to imitate, and some words can be remembered after adults say them once. Dabeo snorted coldly, follow me. After that, he locked Sibeo up and warned him. You can't leave without my order. Sibeo said with a sullen face, okay. At this time, Urbeo was already impatient, let's go, my child is probably dying. Arriving at the hospital, Sanbeo temporarily played the role of a doctor and gave Barbie a serious examination. He has a cold and needs an injection. Sanbeo's face was stern, as if it was really the case, full of seriousness. Urbeo asked, is it serious that he needs an injection? Sanbeo nodded very seriously, serious. As he said that, he picked up the syringe, turned the Barbie doll over, and injected it into the PP. Then there was another round of examination. Sanbeo said with a serious face, I'm sorry, the child's condition has worsened. Urbeo was stunned for a moment, what should we do? Sanbeo said very calmly, just give it another shot. After that, he gave Barbie another shot. Zhang Yuxi had already laughed and fell into Raymond Lam's arms. Ha ha ha, so funny. I saw Sanbeo feeding Barbie some more medicine. He said very carefully, you have to give this medicine to the baby on time, understand? Urbeo nodded, okay, no problem. Then, he took the child home. The performance was over, and the couple praised the children in various ways. Not bad, the performance was great. Raymond Lam thought it was quite interesting, you can make up your own stories in the future. Zhang Yuxi nodded, of course, you can meet together and tell different stories. After listening to it, the baby's eyes lit up and thought this was a good idea. Next, the children seemed to be addicted to playing. Various magical themes, endless levels. For example, it's the Three Little Pigs tonight. This time, all the participants except Sanbeo participated in the performance. After Sanbeo got a musical instrument, he started to play it. Raymond Lam had his own ideas in mind. Another participant was Zhang Yuxi. She played the role of the pig mother. Urbeo said to her, Mom, you are the pig mother now. After you give birth to us, let us find a house by ourselves. Zhang Yuxi, who made a friendly appearance, was very happy and said, okay. They had memorized the story of the Three Little Pigs by heart. Zhang Yuxi pretended to give birth to a child, and soon, she gave birth to 3 piglets. Ah, my lovely children. Then she changed the subject, you are already grown up, it's time to go out and find a house by yourself. Dabeo, Sibeo and Sanbeo stood up and said goodbye to Zhang Yuxi. Urbeo played the role of the big bad wolf. She said with a greedy look, wow, these 3 little pigs are so white and fat, so cute, they must be delicious to eat. The 3 little pigs discussed and separated to build their own homes. So, the 3 people began to pretend to be busy. Soon, the big bad wolf played by Urbeo came. She blew at Dabeo's thatched house and it collapsed. Dabeo covered his face, ah, my house. Urbeo chased after him, ha ha ha, little fat pig, I'm here. Dabeo ran quickly and came to Sibeo's house. Sibeo asked, "Why are you here?" "There's a big bad wolf outside." Then Erbeo pretended to push hard and reminded them, "Your wooden house has been blown down by me." So Dabeo and Sibeo ran to Sanbeo's house. Sanbeo said, "My house is very solid, it's all made of stone, the wolf can't do anything." Erbeo shouted outside, "You three little pigs, come out quickly, I'm going to eat you." After shouting for a while, it was over. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng praised them in various ways. I think this is good, let the children act out the story themselves. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 378, Sanbeo Who Loves Music. After playing the game, Sanbeo started to play musical instruments. Lin Feng asked her, "If you like music, then Dad will find a teacher to teach you, okay?" Sanbeo nodded, "Dad, I want to learn drums." "No problem, Dad will contact the training class." In the evening, Lin Feng asked about where to learn drums in Yangchang. Zhang Yuxi said, "Husband, you should ask people when the time comes. School is about to start. What should I do?" Yet, a teaching structure was found, and it was Xiaoru's mother who told her. Her son studied piano and violin in this music training institution. The teachers here are all graduated from famous schools and are also well known. I asked the child's father to inquire about this institution. It is formal, you can rest assured. After asking for the address, Lin Feng brought his wife and children to the teaching institution the next day. The place was unexpectedly large, with professional teachers teaching one-on-one, and they were charged by the hour. Needless to say, the price is very beautiful. The person in charge received them, and his eyes were shining when he saw the 4 treasures. "Oh my god, this is a big customer. Sister Lee contacted me yesterday and asked me to treat you as regular customers, so I will be frank." Lin Feng smiled faintly. "Go ahead. I want to ask, are all of them learning, or just one of the children?" Lin Feng said, "One child will learn." He waved and held Sanbeo in his arms. "This is the 3rd child in the family, and she likes music very much?" The person in charge nodded. "She has liked music since she was a child, which shows that she has talent in this area." "You said last night that the child wants to learn drums, right?" "We calculated according to the courses here. A class is 45 minutes to 1 hour. If the class time is too long, it will not be good for the child. After all, a 3-year-old child, his attention is not that focused. Instead of letting him absorb it for an hour, it is better to let him absorb the 10-minute course seriously, which means that the class is not on vain. Don't you think so?" Lin Feng nodded. "And you can't give up halfway during the learning process. You can't say you study today and don't study tomorrow. Or, the child is interested at the beginning, but loses interest as he studies, and you don't bring him here. I personally think that since we have to learn, we should study hard. If the child wants to give up, we parents will supervise. We adults know that for those academic masters, learning is a happy thing, right? We have a package here, which is for children with zero foundation to learn." Lin Feng listened quietly. He understood what the person in charge meant. Money is not a big deal for him. "Let my daughter go and experience it." "Okay, no problem, I'll call Teacher K over. He specializes in teaching drums." Another teacher answered him, "Teacher K is teaching now." The person in charge smiled and said, "Why don't we go to the classroom and take a look?" Lin Feng had no objection. Pushing open the classroom, the sound of drums came from inside. The teacher teaching was a young male teacher. He took a look at the door and knew what it meant. There were 5 students in this classroom. The person in charge said, "Our Teacher K will arrange different courses according to the different situations of the students. The students in this class have been studying for a year. Teacher K, let these students show the teaching results." Teacher K had no objection and immediately asked the 5 students to start tapping. I have to say that their movements are really handsome and pleasing to the eye. Sanbeo's eyes were full of stars, looking at them eagerly. Behind him were the 3 babies who were all watching. Erbeo smiled and said, "Wow, I want to play too." The person in charge asked Teacher K, "Teacher K, when will you finish? The get out of class will be over soon. Then please take these 4 children with you, I will talk to the parents." No problem. The person in charge said to the 4 babies, you go and play, if you like, you can sign up. Then he said to teacher K, I won't be here for a while, you take the children around and let them know more. Teacher K said he understood. Zhang Yuxi glanced at Lin Feng, husband, you go, I'll take care of the children. The person in charge took Lin Feng around and came to an introduction wall. There were teachers in various fields and their profiles on it. You can be absolutely assured, our teachers are very professional. Our school has been established in Yangcheng for many years, and we hold various competitions every year. We also take students to compete abroad, and we have all these. The person in charge said so much. The general meaning is that they have good conditions and a wide network of people here. They can give children a bigger stage to perform, not just limited to studying. Now that parents have better conditions, they can cultivate their children's interests and hobbies in an all-round way. For example, for girls, parents have signed them up for piano classes, violin classes, etc. It can not only increase temperament, but also cultivate sentiments. Many parents think so. Boys have also signed up for a lot. Lin Feng interrupted the person in charge, as long as the children like it, we will support them in everything. The person in charge smiled and said, yes, that's the truth. After all, what matters most is that the children like it. Here, Zhang Yuxi has brought it back. Sanbao was full of vigor and vitality. Lin Feng held her and said, learn whatever you like, but be persistent. We can't give up halfway. We must persist. Can you do it? Sanbao raised her delicate little face and said, Dad, I can do it. Lin Feng held her little face and said, okay, Dad believes in you. Zhang Yuxi also said quickly, Mom also believes that Sanbao can persist. Lin Feng looked at the other children again and said, who of you wants to learn? None of the children said anything. Bao, who had been clamoring before and had some intentions, did not speak. Lin Feng was not surprised. Learning music can not only cultivate one's sentiments, but also train one's character. Bao likes to play on weekdays. It is a bit difficult for her to concentrate on learning music. In the end, only Sanbao was registered and took 40 classes to lay a foundation. Dad, I also want to learn piano and violin. Before Lin Feng could speak, the person in charge at the side said quickly, if your child likes it, then sign him up. We have a discount here. After calculating with a calculator, the person in charge said, how about giving you a discount of 8,000? The tuition for drums is far less expensive than violins and pianos. And Lin Feng chose one-on-one teaching. Lin Feng asked, can I teach you at home? The person in charge immediately said, no problem, after all, we adults are busy, and you have so many babies, it's not convenient to go back and forth. But, home teaching is more expensive than here. Lin Feng said he could accept it. The person in charge calculated again, do you think this price is acceptable? When Lin Feng came, he also checked some on the internet. Knowing the approximate cost in Yangcheng, it is still relatively favorable. Lin Feng said lightly, if you can get a better discount, I will buy a piano, violin and drums from you. The person in charge's eyes lit up at once. Please come this way. They not only teach students, but also sell musical instruments, and they are all expensive. Dear parent, the equipment here is all well-known brands, and the prices can be found all over the country. But we can also get a better discount ourselves. After all, we have channels to get it. Chapter 379 class starts. Zhang Yuxi had learned violin and piano before, but they were mainly dance. She didn't know. But it didn't mean Zhao Lizhan didn't know. Zhang Yuxi called Zhao Lizhan, Mom, are you busy? If you have something to say, just say it. It's about Sanbao. Zhao Lizhan's tone immediately became gentle. Sanbao, what's the matter, tell me. Zhang Yuxi. It's like this, Sanbao wants to learn piano, drums and violin, and we are signing her up here. By the way, buy some equipment and go back. I'm asking you. Zhao Lizhan said, which one do you like? After listening to Zhang Yuxi, Zhao Lizhan said. Except that the price is a little higher, the recommendations are all good. Ask the boss to give a little less. Thinking of her daughter's poor bargaining skills, give the phone to the boss, I'll talk to him. Zhang Yuxi gave the phone to the boss. The person in charge took it with a smile. Well, it's Auntie. Yes, of course I introduced them to good equipment. It seems that Auntie is an expert. Oh Auntie, your price is too low, we also want to do business. You know that business is not good this year, and it's even harder for us. No, Auntie, let's talk it over. You can increase the price a little bit. Okay. After that, the boss gave the phone to Zhang Yuxi. Zhao Lizian said, the price has been negotiated, and the boss made a little money. Finally, after the payment, the person in charge said that the goods will be delivered to their door within half an hour. When Lin Feng returned home, he and Zhang Yuxi began to tidy up Sanbao's room. The room is very large, more than enough to put a piano and a drum set. And the sound insulation here is very good. Even if the music in the room is deafening, it can't be heard outside. After tidying up the room, the person in charge came with the things. It took a lot of effort with the workers to move the things to Sanbao's room on the second floor. The person in charge was busy for a while, tuning the sound and installing the drum set. After working for several hours, the person in charge sat on the floor and breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Feng brought fruits and snacks. Thank you for your hard work, boss. The person in charge smiled and said, I'm not a boss, I'm just an employee, just like a store manager. Thank you. The class will start the next day. Sanbao will take 3 courses at the same time. The class time is from 6 to 7 o'clock. As for the course arrangement, it will be discussed by the 3 teachers, and parents don't have to worry about it. After the installation, Sanbao couldn't help but be eager to try it. He tinkered with it in the room by himself. Zhang Yuxi went to answer a call from Zhao Lizian. We spent so much money, we have to have results. Send me the profile of their teachers, I'll check if they are real. Zhang Yuxi sent the information to Zhao Lizian. Zhao Lizian knows a lot of people in the circle, it's always right to ask more. And enlightenment is very important. Once the child is determined in the early stage, it's difficult to change later. I'll get back to you when I find out. Thank you, Mom. You've worked so hard. What's the hard work? Sanbao is my grandson. After hanging up the phone, the matter came to an end. The next day, Teacher K was teaching. Lin Feng prepared fruits and snacks, and then left. After 7 o'clock, Teacher K and Sanbao went downstairs. Lin Feng was cooking dinner in the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi and the children were playing in the lounge area. Teacher K, you've worked so hard. Please stay and have dinner with us. Teacher K politely declined. No, my family has already prepared dinner. Lin Feng smiled and said, in that case, I won't force you to stay. Teacher K said goodbye to Sanbao. Teacher, I'll come back next class. Goodbye. Sanbao said obediently, goodbye, Teacher K. You've worked so hard today. Lin Feng smiled and said, go play. Dad will take Teacher K off. After a while, Lin Feng came back, and Zhang Yuxi came to the kitchen and asked, what did Teacher K say? Lin Feng said as he shredded lettuce without delaying his hands. Teacher K said that her child is very talented in music. He can remember everything he sees and can understand everything at once. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Really? Lin Feng also laughed. That's what Teacher K said. She also said that Sanbao is the smartest among all the students she has taught. Zhang Yuxi was skeptical. I guess Teacher K was just being polite. Lin Feng didn't care. As long as Sanbao likes it, it's fine. August 28th came in a blink of an eye, and registration began. With the experience of the first registration, and the fact that they were all in the same class, the children who were going to school only needed to pay the fees, and there were not so many procedures. A parent meeting was held on August 31st. This semester, we will start teaching the children to recognize numbers, pinyin, etc. This is not too early to teach. We will teach the children knowledge while they are playing. In fact, Teacher Li knew that the parents in the class had signed up their children for interest classes. Although the child is 4 years old this year, he has no problem with addition and subtraction within 50. He also knows a lot of words. In order not to lose to his peers, many parents have already started to educate their children in advance, hoping that their children will not lose at the starting line. At school, the teacher only started teaching the children basic knowledge in the middle class. This study period also requires the cooperation of parents. I would like to thank all the parents here. The parent meeting is over and classes will start tomorrow. On Monday, everyone will wear school uniforms and carry small school bags to school. This time, their classroom was moved to the second floor, and the first floor was given to the small class. The course time remains unchanged. Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi to send the children to school on the first day, and he couldn't help feeling a little emotional. In the blink of an eye, it's already the middle class, and then the big class. Finally, go to elementary school. Time flies. Chapter 380. Dad, I love you so much. After sending the children to school, Zhang Yuxi also had to go to class. This semester, she will be selected as an outstanding teacher. This matter is set in stone and everyone knows it. Zhang Yuxi didn't take this reputation seriously. She just wanted to do her job well. If she cared about this, she would be easily burdened by the reputation. After almost 5 years of employment, Zhang Yuxi has long been a celebrity in the school. Lin Feng returned home and started to make lunch for the children. The days became familiar again. When picking up the children from school in the evening, major educational institutions have already started to distribute flyers. On the way back, Erbao suddenly said that he wanted to learn Taekwondo. Lin Feng looked at her with a little surprise. Didn't you want to learn before? Erbao smiled and said, I was young at that time. Now the teacher says I am a big friend, so I can learn. Well, this makes sense. They were indeed young before, and they didn't have time to play, so how could they think of learning something? Lin Feng told Erbao earnestly, Erbao, you have to think about it. You have to persist in learning. You can't give up halfway, okay? You can't say you learn today and stop learning tomorrow. Or, after learning for a while, you feel tired and stop learning again. Erbao patted his chest and said, Dad, don't worry, I will study hard. Lin Feng didn't understand why Erbao suddenly wanted to learn. At dinner time, not only Erbao, but also Dabao and Sabao wanted to learn Taekwondo. There must be a reason for such an abnormality. After eating dinner and cleaning up everything, Lin Feng slowly brought out the cause and effect of this in the way of chatting. It turned out that there was a little girl in the class today who came back from a Taekwondo competition. Moreover, she even demonstrated a few moves in a realistic way. One likes Transformers, one likes Ultraman, and one is a female man. After watching it, I was immediately moved. Before, each of them took a Taekwondo experience class, but they didn't like it and said they had no interest. This ended. After Lin Feng confirmed it repeatedly, the three huskies said they would not change their minds. Then Dad will contact you when the time comes, and you can go and learn. Lin Feng saved the other party's phone number. Classes will be held from 5:30 to 6:30 in the afternoon on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Lin Feng thought about it and communicated with Sanbao's teacher to see if the time could be adjusted slightly. From 6:30 to 7:30. After some communication, Sanbao's three teachers adjusted the class time. This matter was considered a successful conclusion. On Wednesday, Lin Feng took the children to Taekwondo class. The three huskies went to class and Lin Feng paid the fee. There were many people of the same age here, as well as several children in the class, but the courses were different. After class, Lin Feng hurriedly took the children home. Although the Taekwondo class time is 1 hour. In fact, the teaching is only about half an hour, and the other 10 minutes are free practice. School can be dismissed at 6:20. Lin Feng returned home at exactly 6:30 and met the teacher at the gate of the community. This violin teacher is only about 20 years old, and she is beautiful and elegant. The children like her very much. She waved to the children and said, Are you tired? The three huskies were in high spirits. They were not tired at all. The teacher followed Sanbao upstairs. Lin Feng quickly squeezed some juice and found some snacks for the children to fill their stomachs. Wash your hands before eating. Lin Feng went upstairs while instructing the children in the living room. He knocked on the door and it was the teacher who opened the door. Lin Feng handed the plate over. Go on, I won't disturb you. After going downstairs, he went to the kitchen to cook. In the afternoon, he had prepared the ingredients and the rice was in the steamer on time. Now all he had to do was cook. He looked at the time and decided to wait until the get out of class was almost over before cooking. Zhang Yuxi came back. I'm back. Lin Feng's voice came from the kitchen. After Sanbao finishes class, we can have dinner. At the entrance, the children came to greet their mother as usual. Zhang Yuxi hugged them. How was your Taekwondo lesson today? Are you tired? The three huskies said that being tired didn't exist and it was fun. Not long after, the violin teacher went downstairs with Sanbao. This was Sanbao's second violin lesson, and the teacher gave him a high evaluation. He said with a very serious look, if you train him well, he will definitely become a genius in the future. I'm not kidding, Your child has a very high talent in this area. You have money and can provide him with the best conditions. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi looked at each other. Sanbao has shown an unusual performance in music since he was a child. As for whether he should take this path when he grows up, they did not deliberately intervene. At the same time, they also felt that children should have a good childhood, and when the time is right, let them make their own choices. It seems that Sanbao has chosen the right path. This time, the piano teacher talked a lot with the couple. The three teachers all gave Sanbao a very high evaluation and believed that he was extremely talented. As long as he is well trained, his future is immeasurable. After sending the teachers away, the couple called the babies to eat. Everything seemed the same. It was just that Lin Feng came to Sanbao's room alone and mentioned the teacher to him. The teacher said our Sanbao is great. It seems that Sanbao likes these, right? Sanbao nodded. Dad, they make me happy. Lin Feng smiled and said, that's good, study hard in the future, Dad and Mom won't put pressure on you. Just do what you like, no matter what you do, Dad and Mom will support you. Our family is your strong backing. Sanbao lay on Lin Feng's lap. Dad, I love you so much. I love you too, baby. I love you super much. Me too. Sanbao is not a person who is not good at expressing himself, and usually doesn't speak much. After talking for a while, the father and daughter said goodnight to each other. Chapter 381 Erbao's Transformation. Back to the room. Zhang Yuxi is talking to Tang Zilifan on the phone. Tang Zilifan is going back to Guangzhou recently because it is her son's birthday and she hopes to have her parents accompany her. Tang Zilifan has been living a very carefree and comfortable life in the past few years. She is completely different from before. Moreover, she has a new boyfriend. This time she took the initiative to pursue the other party. Whether it succeeds or not, she enjoys the happiness brought by love. This makes her feel young. Zhang Yuxi will invite Tang Zilifan to visit her home. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng and seemed to have something to say. What's wrong? Husband, I feel very happy. Women are emotional and have many feelings. They feel this and that every day, it's so lively. Lin Feng has long been accustomed to it. I am also very happy. The two lay together and discussed the baby's class. Lin Feng said, I will take the four treasures out for more walks, let them get in touch with more things, and see if there is anything they are interested in. Zhang Yuxi stroked Lin Feng's hand. I will change to a relaxing class after this month. Why? It's hard for you to take care of children, and now you have to teach Sanbao while running taekwondo. Lin Feng smiled. I can handle it, you should still take the class you like. Zhang Yuxi frowned, but Lin Feng interrupted her. If I really can't handle it, I will tell you. At worst, we can find an aunt. Zhang Yuxi knew that once Lin Feng made a decision, it would be difficult to change his mind. So she didn't say anything else. A week later, Sanbao's teachers once again admitted that Sanbao was a genius. Not only did he have a strong learning ability, but he also had his own ideas and understandings, and the course progressed very quickly. Lin Feng was very pleased. I hope the three teachers will not put pressure on Sanbao. The child is still too young, I'm worried that it will backfire. The three teachers expressed their understanding. Meanwhile, the three Huskies Taekwondo class also achieved gratifying results. Dabao is the strongest, Erbao is smart, and Sabao is also very talented in sports. The teachers are very optimistic about the three children and say that they are making rapid progress. Zhang Yuxi thinks, husband, the children must have inherited your intelligence. Lin Feng shook his head. I'm not smart. He was indeed smart before, but he didn't have any talent. On the contrary, looking at Zhang Yuxi, she is a real academic master. Zhang Yuxi insisted that it was Lin Feng's credit. As for her academic master, I am a bit stubborn. Once I decide on something, I will do it well with one mind. I inherited this from my mother. Maybe that's why I have good grades in school. But I can't do anything else. I'm just confused when dancing and I don't have artistic cells. Lin Feng thought that it might be because the four babies ate the nutrient solution rewarded by the system that made them become like this. He couldn't say anything about this. He could only hug Zhang Yuxi. Wife, don't think about this matter. It's a good thing anyway. Zhang Yuxi nodded and said with some emotion. I don't care how much Sanbao has achieved in this area, I just hope he is healthy, doesn't go astray, and is a good person. Lin Feng kissed Zhang Yuxi's forehead. Yes, she is a kind-hearted child, smart and sensible. This day, Erbeo, who was going to take taekwondo classes, suddenly didn't want to go. As a girl, she wanted to learn something quiet. So, Lin Feng decided to enroll Erbeo and Sanbeo in a handicraft class. All the places where taekwondo is learned are teaching institutions. What dance classes, what painting and art classes, young host training classes, preschool education classes, etc. Lin Feng thought, I can't let Erbeo continue to be such a tomboy. So, I set up a handicraft class for Erbeo on the right side of the upstairs. I can't let Sanbeo watch from the side. So the two of them enrolled in an interest class together, so that when Dabeo and Sabeo go to taekwondo class, they won't feel bored. Handicraft is not as simple as Lin Feng thought, and I still think it is quite interesting after listening to the teacher's explanation. One class costs 200 yuan, and the minimum enrollment is 30 classes. There is no discount for 2 children. The boss explained, our materials are very expensive, and as you know, children's handicrafts consume a lot of materials. And the materials we choose are all the best. After all, babies are precious now, and we must take care of their little hands. The boss's attitude was very persistent, and Lin Feng signed up for interest classes for the 2 children. This class was about ceramics, and they just caught up. When Lin Feng paid the fee, the teacher over there had already put small smocks on Erbeo and Sanbeo. Then he went to wash his hands and then led them to the handicraft room number 2. So Lin Feng became the most idle person. Lin Feng went to taekwondo and explained to the staff inside. If the class is over, call him to pick him up. The staff smiled and said, it's okay, don't worry. After about 40 minutes, the handicrafts were done, and the parents went into the classroom. There were 4 children in the classroom, and they didn't know what flowers they made on their hands. What surprised Lin Feng was that Erbeo made the best one among them, and people could tell at a glance that it was a chrysanthemum. The teacher clapped her hands. Parents, please sit down first. Now let the children come to the stage to introduce their handicrafts. In her hand, there was a photo of a pink chrysanthemum. The first one to go on stage was Sanbeo, because he sat at the last seat. After Sanbeo came on stage, he pointed to his puddle of mud and said, this is the chrysanthemum I made. The teacher asked, what's next? Sanbeo pursed his lips, nothing else. The teacher smiled and clapped her hands, next child. This child is eloquent and his work is also okay. This is a pink chrysanthemum, which can be brewed into tea or made into wine. It has a history of more than 3,000 years. Finally, it was Erbeo. As soon as Erbeo came on stage, other parents praised him in various ways. Oh, this child's work is beautiful and his craftsmanship is good. That's right, you can tell it's a chrysanthemum. Unlike my son, it looks like a pile of poop. To be able to complain about her son like this, she must be a real mother. Erbeo is good-looking and speaks gently, which makes people feel soft. Chrysanthemums have a history of more than 3,000 years, and there are many varieties. The one we made is called pink chrysanthemum, and pink is my favorite color. We can look at chrysanthemums, make tea, and make chrysanthemum wine. There are many uses. I'm done. The parents, including the teacher and Lin Feng, all applauded. A parent asked Lin Feng, wow, this little girl is so good at expressing herself. How old is she? Lin Feng replied, just 4 years old. There was pride in his words that he couldn't hide. No matter which child, he was proud. When he said this, Lin Feng lovingly touched Sanbeo's head. When the other parent heard this, his face looked a little ugly. His child was 1.5 years older than the other child, and he couldn't speak clearly. Every time, Lin Feng asked them to tell stories and perform shows by themselves. Gradually, the children's language expression ability has improved, and they also know how to organize language. The teacher collected each of their works. Dear parents, we still need to burn this, and we will give it to you in the next class. You can take it home and color it yourself. Erbeo and Sanbeo said goodbye to the teacher and went upstairs. Dabeo and Sabeo's taekwondo class just ended. Today is the white belt test. I think they did very well. They can take the yellow belt test in advance with other classes. After this handicraft class, Erbeo smiled more and shared the joy with Dabeo and Sabeo. Chapter 382 Only your mother has this thing. After returning home, this time it was the piano teacher's lesson. At first, Lin Feng was very worried. The violin, drum set and piano would confuse Sanbeo. As it turned out, he thought too much. Sanbao has a strong ability to absorb. The piano teacher is a male teacher. He is still well known in Guangzhou, so the teaching price is very attractive. In fact, it was not this teacher at the beginning. Because Sanbao was found to be talented, a better teacher was changed halfway. This was not proposed by Lin Feng, but a consensus reached by the teaching institution after some consultation with him. This teacher is worth a lot of money and is still very young, less than 30 years old. After eating some fruits and snacks, Sanbao went upstairs with the teacher. Dabao and Sabao started practicing. There is no one to accompany Erbao. Lin Feng called Erbao over. Erbao, come and chat with Dad, okay? Erbao asked while helping to peel garlic. Okay, what do you want to say? Lin Feng asked, do you like to do handicrafts? Erbao was busy peeling garlic and answered the question seriously, I like it. Lin Feng praised Erbao. The pink chrysanthemums that Erbao made today are really super beautiful. Erbao turned her head and smiled sweetly. Thank you, Dad. Lin Feng took the peeled garlic from Erbao and gave her some green onions. Erbao looks careless, but there are some delicate jobs that only she can do well. The father and daughter chatted in the kitchen until Sanbao finished class. After Zhang Yuxi came back, Erbao pulled her to tell her about today's handicrafts. Looking at the energetic Erbao, Zhang Yuxi cooperated in various ways. Wow, it turns out that chrysanthemums have a history of more than 3,000 years, and Mom just knew it. It's pink, do you have any photos for Mom to see? Erbao went to get Lin Feng's mobile phone. Dad has photos in his mobile phone. Looking through the album, Erbao pointed to a photo. Mom, I made this. Does it look good? Zhang Yuxi nodded, hugged Erbao, and the mother and daughter looked at it together. It looks good. Erbao made it really like it. Whose is this? It's a bit perfunctory. Erbao's handicrafts are very conspicuous among a pile of works. Some of them are just the beginning of the chrysanthemum, and some of them are completely unknown, like a puddle of mud. Erbao covered his mouth and smiled. Mom, that was made by my sister. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Sanbao made it. Lin Feng not only took pictures, but also recorded the video of their speeches. Well, Sanbao is still the same. I don't know if it's because of his personality, or because he has some social anxiety like himself. Lin Feng has already served the food. Wife, children, wash your hands and eat. When Zhang Yuxi went to wash her hands and passed the dining room, she took a deep breath. Husband, what did you stew? It smells so good. Lin Feng smiled and said, black chicken soup. The black chicken was brought by Liu Bo's parents, as well as the killed goose and some native chickens. Black chickens are free-range, so they don't have much meat, and they are rather skinny. But once the soup is cooked, the taste is nothing like what you buy in the market or supermarket. Lin Feng served each of the 4 babies a small bowl of black chicken soup. This time, Lin Feng put a lot of ingredients into the black chicken, fearing that the babies would drink too much and hurt their bodies. Only 1 small bowl per person. Lin Feng ate very quickly. Wife, I'm going to Liu Bo's house after I finish eating, and send some black chicken soup to Lan. Lin Feng would send some of the delicious food he stewed. Zhang Yuxi nodded, okay, I'll wash the bowl later. Thank you for your hard work, my wife. How can it be hard? It's not as hard as my husband. After Lin Feng finished eating, he packed a whole bucket of wontons in a lunchbox and took some wontons he made himself. When he left, Lan and Liu Bo were having dinner. Liu Bo's cooking skills were so-so. Even Lan, who was so picky, had to put up with it. There was no other way. She was breastfeeding all day, and she really didn't have the energy to cook. She could only instruct Liu Bo from the side. Liu Bo's cooking skills have improved a lot. Ding dong, it was Liu Bo who opened the door. Brother, why are you here? Lin Feng entered the entrance hall and changed into slippers. He handed the lunchbox and bag in his hand to Liu Bo. This is the black chicken soup I made tonight, and the bag contains wontons. Thank you for troubling me. I asked you to make a trip. What trouble? This is not for you to eat. And Lan came over. Oh, we were just talking about stewing black chicken. She looked at the wontons in the bag. The wontons were all frozen in the refrigerator, one by one. They are all for the 4 treasures, so they are very small, 1 in a mouthful. Just the wontons delivered this time weigh 2 or 3 pounds. These are all made by Lin Feng himself. And Lan couldn't help but say awesome. Where's Guoguo? I'll go after him. Sleeping. As soon as Lan finished speaking, she heard Guoguo's voice. And Lan went over and saw that Guoguo in the crib had woken up. And Lan said with a smile, "Did you wake up when you heard Lin's father's voice?" Since Lin Feng cured Guoguo's colic, and Lan made the decision herself and let Lin Feng be the father. Zhang Yuxi is Zhang's mother, and Lin Feng is Lin's father. Guoguo looks more and more like Lan, and if you look closely, he looks more like Liu Bo. He has a bit of a tiger-headed personality, but he looks delicate and looks good when he smiles. "Boss Lin, you hold him for a while, I'll come over to feed him after I finish my meal," Lin Feng said with a smile. "You eat." Guoguo likes Lin Feng. Every time Lin Feng holds him, he is very well behaved and laughs when he is coaxed. Lin Feng checked Guoguo's diaper, then poured water to wash his butt. And Lan said, "Boss Lin, this child will be yours to take care of." Lin Feng said with a smile, "Okay, you can have another one." And Lan drank the black chicken soup. "You wish, if you want a child, you and Yuxi can have one yourself." Guoguo grew up to be white and plump, no less than the previous Dabao. After playing with Guoguo for a while, Lin Feng took the lunchbox and left again. "Boss Lin, where did you buy this lunchbox? I see you've been using it for quite some time." Lin Feng changed his shoes and said, "I bought it when the 4 babies were a few months old. After so many years, the heat preservation effect is still very good." He waved to Guoguo. "Guoguo, goodbye. Daddy Lin will come again some other day." Guoguo leaned forward and wanted Lin Feng to hold her. Lin Feng couldn't bear it, so he put down the lunchbox and held her for a while. And Lan suddenly had an idea. "Boss Lin, if you take the child away, I wonder if Guoguo will miss his mother." Lin Feng pretended to hold Guoguo and walked out, and Lan waved goodbye to her son. Guoguo was indifferent and obediently stayed in Lin Feng's arms. And Lan laughed and scolded, "This little heartless. Forget it, just go back to his home with your daddy Lin." Lin Feng turned back and gave Guoguo to Lan. "Okay, Daddy Lin is really leaving this time." After closing the door, Guoguo looked unhappy and stared at the door eagerly. And Lan tapped her son's nose. "What's wrong, you heartless boy? Don't you want your mom anymore? Come, drink milk." Guoguo was still very honest. He ate the food with a snort when he smelled it. And Lan snorted, "Does your father Lin have this? Let me tell you, only your mom has this. See if you still want me in the future." Chapter 383 Performing 3 Programs. In a blink of an eye, it is Teacher's Day. Last time, the children and parents made handmade flowers together to express their gratitude to the teachers. This time, the teacher emphasized again that the children's kindness was appreciated by the teachers. There is no need for handmade things, just say Happy Teacher's Day. Bao was the first to send a voice message in the group. "Teacher Li, Teacher Zhang, Teacher Tang, Teacher He, I wish you a Happy Teacher's Day." Dabao also sent a message with the same meaning. Sanbao only said one sentence, "Teachers, Happy Holidays." Several teachers stood up and said, "Thank you for the holiday wishes, babies." Then, other children in the group followed suit. Send Teacher's Day wishes with voice. This afternoon, Lin Feng took 4 children. First, he took Bao and Sanbao to the handmade interest class. Then he took Dabao and Sabao upstairs to learn Taekwondo and told them, "Dad is downstairs with Bao and Sanbao. After you finish the class, let Auntie call Dad. If Dad doesn't come, you will wait here for a while, understand?" Dabao and Sabao said they understood. Lin Feng prepared water cups and sweat towels for them. If you are thirsty, drink water. If your back is sweaty, ask the aunt for help, or you can help each other, okay? The children nodded, and Lin Feng left with peace of mind. As for the handicrafts, they were doing woolen paintings this time. Where are the parents who learned pottery last time? Come and pick up your works. It has been baked, and the next step is to color it. This is paint, you don't need to add water to color it directly. 3 bottles and jars were given, in red, pink and yellow, for the children to choose. After all, some boys don't like pink. After that, Lin Feng had nothing to do, so he took the opportunity to go to the supermarket on the underground first floor. Half an hour later, Lin Feng bought crayfish, clams, ribs, broccoli, etc. He had a space ring, pretending to put it in his backpack, but actually put it in the space. There is a family medicine box in the space, which contains common medicines. What about colds, stomach medicine, coughs, iodine, cotton swabs, alcohol, etc.? In addition, clothes for the 4 treasures were also prepared. Less than 2 minutes after arriving, the classes of the second and third treasures were over. The parents went in and sat next to the children one after another. The teacher chose 2 paintings this time. One is similar to Van Gogh's Sunflowers, and the other is an animal owl. This time there are 6 students, and 2 girls chose sunflowers. The rest are all owls. Sanbao's sunflower is different from the one in the painting and the sunflower of another little princess. Some small flowers were added to the vase, and a red apple was made. Suddenly, the whole painting became richer. The process is still the same as last time. The children took their own works and made a simple introduction to their parents. Sanbao was as straightforward as ever. I made an owl, which interacts at night and catches mice and snakes. It's amazing. Well, I said a few more words than before. Sanbao took his work to the stage. This is a sunflower, also called a sunflower. It only blooms facing the sun. When it matures, it will be the melon seeds we often eat. After the melon seeds are fried, they can be eaten. This is the apple I made, because we have an apple tree at home. Our apples are already edible, especially delicious. Sanbao introduced a lot, and when he came down, he received unanimous praise from everyone. The teacher said with a smile, I want to praise her here. The apples and these flowers are her own ideas. She has her own ideas, which is great. The praised Sanbao smiled shyly, her face slightly flushed. The teacher said, the task when you go home today is to paint the pink chrysanthemums we made last time. After that, parents take photos and send them to me. You can keep the things at home as a souvenir. And this work, you can also take it back. I took Sanbao and Sanbao upstairs. Sanbao and Sanbao had been waiting for almost 5 minutes. Since they started Taekwondo, they can't wait to wear the uniform every day. Look, they don't take off their uniforms when they come to class or go home. Sanbao is a straightforward person. Wow, Sanbao's work is really beautiful, but Sanbao's is not so good looking, it's a bit ugly. If Sanbao's is realistic, then Sanbao's is abstract. Sanbao likes Sanbao's paintings very much and thinks they are quite interesting. It's much more fun than the pile of mud before. After returning, Raymond Lam decided to make a separate wall for the works of the 2 children. Raymond Lam also planned to frame these works for protection. Days passed like this. Sanbao became happier doing handicrafts day by day. Moreover, she had a lot of imagination, and her teacher gave her high evaluation. In a blink of an eye, it was time for a long vacation, and Sanbao was going to participate in a song and dance evening performance. This was jointly organized by several teaching institutions, and judges were invited to the scene. And this time, Sanbao was about to perform 3 programs. Playing the piano accompaniment, another little girl sang. The 2 of them did a program together. The violin was a solo. The drums were a group performance. This was the first time for Sanbao to participate in such a large dance, and she had to perform 3 programs. Raymond Lam was worried that Sanbao would not be able to handle it. But Sanbao said that she had no problem. Raymond Lam said solemnly, Sanbao, are you really okay? It's not that Dad doesn't believe you, but Dad thinks you can't handle it. Sanbao said very confidently that she had no problem at all. Not only that, her teachers also said that if it was still okay, she could give it a try. Don't be fooled by Sanbao's delicate appearance and her low conversation. But she has her own resilience. In this case, the couple decided to let Sanbao try. This may be an opportunity for training. In the next week, Sanbao practiced under the guidance of teachers to prepare for the stage. In a blink of an eye, a week passed. Zhang Yuxi also had a holiday. In the evening, Lin Feng was ironing Sanbao's small suit. The couple still attached great importance to this performance. Their whole family will come to see Sanbao's performance. The next day, Lin Feng got up early to make breakfast for the children. Sanbao has a performance today. After lunch, she will go to the scene, and then put on makeup and do a series of things. So lunch today, you have to finish it before 12 o'clock. Then take a nap before setting off. When the children woke up from their nap, it was already 12:40. Lin Feng packed his backpack and drove the SUV to the scene with the children. The location is a theater in Yangchang, which is rented by several institutions. Coupons were issued before, and parents can take their children to watch the performance for 29.9. There were 400 seats at the venue, and there were quite a few people who came, in addition to their families. Almost 2/3 of the seats were occupied. After arriving at the venue to sign in, Lin Feng called Sanbao's teacher. Wife, you take the child to choose a seat. I will take Sanbei to the backstage to put on makeup. Call me if you have anything. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Go quickly, I will take good care of the children. Lin Feng was most worried about Dabao and Sabao. After taking Taekwondo for almost a month, their personalities have been restrained. But they are children after all, and when they see something fun, I am afraid that I can't suppress their nature. So I deliberately don't tell them. You guys be good here, Dad will be back soon, don't run around. Dabao and Sabao said it was no problem. Lin Feng took Sanbao to the backstage, and his teacher was directing them. Sanbao is here, let's go, the teacher will take you to put on makeup. Lin Feng followed behind, wanting to accompany Sanbao and make him feel safe. Chapter 384 Excellent 3 Treasures. The dressing room was busy. There were parents, children, and makeup artists, all busy. This time, the makeup was not like the children's day, with blush flying all over the place and bright red. Instead, it was very natural, with light red lipstick and eyebrows drawn, looking like a little girl. After putting on makeup, the teacher gave Lin Feng a performance program. The ones that were ticked were the ones that Sanbao was going to perform. When the last program starts, you bring Sanbao over. Lin Feng nodded and understood. Back to the seat, Zhang Yuxi took the program and looked at it, then smiled. The judges sat in the first row, and they sat in the second row, so they could clearly see what was happening on the stage. Lin Feng looked around, and the performance would start in half an hour. The sound system and lighting were all being adjusted. Who of you needs to go to the bathroom? The children said that they all had to go to the bathroom. Lin Feng put down his backpack. Wife, I'm taking the kids to the bathroom. Okay. Lin Feng stood in the middle of the public bathroom and called out from time to time. He was relieved when the babies in the bathroom responded. Xiaorui also came to participate in the program this time, cooperating with a girl. He played the violin, and another little girl danced. Xiaorui's mother smiled and greeted Lin Feng. Which program are you in? Lin Feng showed the program list to Xiaorui's mother. Xiaorui's mother exclaimed, I heard from the teachers that your child is very talented. Xiaorui started learning violin at the age of 3, and it has been a year now. I heard from the teacher that your child is almost catching up with my child. Lin Feng said modestly, Sanbao has liked music since he was a child, maybe this is a factor. As he said that, Xiaorui, Dabao, and Sabao came out together. Xiaorui, Dabao, and Sabao all wore small suits and looked very energetic. However, compared with Xiaorui, Dabao and Sabao looked much stronger. Here, Erbao and Sanbao also came out. After Erbao learned Taekwondo, her female attributes became more obvious. She spoke more carelessly. Even if she was dressed like a little princess, she couldn't hide her female nature. Sanbao was wearing her favorite pink dress, which was no longer fluffy, but simple and elegant. Raymond Lam also pinned a pearl brooch on Sanbao's chest. She had a bun on her head, and her headdress was also a pearl, which matched the brooch. It is said that the prettier some children are when they are young, the greater the chance that they will grow up to be ugly. But Sanbao is already 4 years old, and she is still beautiful. Xiaoru came over. Sanbao, are you afraid to go on stage later? Sanbao nodded and looked at Xiaoru. A little bit, are you afraid? Xiaoru shook his head, I'm not afraid. When they returned to their respective seats, they found that Xiaoru was sitting in the back row. Xiaoru leaned on the backrest and asked Sanbao, I have some food here, do you want to eat it? Sanbao shook her head, no, thank you. Erbao, who was sitting next to Sanbao, quickly said, I want to eat it. Xiaoru gave her a biscuit. Sabao came over, I want to eat it too. Everyone was eating, and Sanbao wanted to eat it after smelling the smell. Xiaoru was happy and quickly gave her all the rest in his hand. No, it's too much, I can't finish it. It's okay, leave it and continue eating. Thank you then. Xiaoru laid down and looked at Sanbao, no need to thank me, because we are good friends. The music sounded and the event officially began. The hosts were 2 children of 8 or 9 years old. The little girl was wearing a dress and the little boy was wearing a suit. The hosting skills were very good. They didn't even look at the script cards in their hands when they said so much. The first program was a song and dance performance, with an average age of about 3 or 4 years old. As soon as the cheerful voice sounded, so many cute children came out and smiled at you one by one. People's moods suddenly became very happy. Then, The second program was Zhang Yuxi's performance. Zhang Yuxi stood in front of the microphone and pulled it to prove that the microphone was fine. The performance officially began. Accompanied by the violin, a little girl of 5 or 6 years old danced on the stage. The couple couldn't help but look at Erbao. Erbao was eating snacks with relish and commenting, "Wow, this sister dances so beautifully." Lin Feng asked, "Do you like dancing?" Erbao shook his head, "No, I like taekwondo. Handicrafts are also okay. Well, everything depends on fate." Next, it was Sanbao who performed drums with other children. At this time, Sanbao changed his clothes and looked much neater. A row of little guys beat the drums together, and they looked so handsome. Erbao's eyes sparkled. "Sanbao is so amazing." Danbao also said, "Sister is so amazing, she is the best." "Sibao, cool, I want to learn it." Lin Feng looked at Sibao. "You are not interested, you just think it is cool." Sanbao sat back, and the couple and the children all praised him. Sanbao was embarrassed, his little face was red, and his ears were red. Lin Feng whispered to Sanbao, "Yuan, are you nervous to go on stage?" Sanbao nodded. "I was a little nervous at first, but not anymore later." Lin Feng praised again, "Wow, you're so amazing. It's your dad's first time to perform on stage, you must be very nervous." "Sanbao is even better than dad." While saying this, Lin Feng cheered and encouraged Sanbao. "Great, Sanbao will definitely perform well in the next 2 performances." The second performance was Sanbao's piano performance. A girl in a white skirt sang a gentle and lyrical song. Lin Feng didn't know how to play the piano, and didn't know if Sanbao played well. But looking at the teacher standing in the corner, he could tell from her expression. Sanbao must have played well. Zhang Yuxi held Lin Feng's hand. "Honey, Sanbao on the stage feels like she's glowing." Lin Feng held her hand back and looked at Sanbao with satisfaction. Finally, Sanbao played a violin solo. She stood in the center of the stage, with a beam of light shining on her. She closed her eyes and immersed herself in it. After the song ended, Sanbao bowed to the audience and turned to walk off the stage. Next, the jury selected the top 3 programs. Finally, there were 5 awards for outstanding programs. Sanbao, who had 3 programs, had a greater chance of winning. The couple comforted Sanbao and also told other children that participation was important, winning or not was not important. As long as you work hard with all your heart and leave no regrets, that's all. In fact, they didn't think so at all. They hoped that Sanbao would win an award for his first performance, which was a symbol of recognition. Sanbao practiced hard every day, and the couple saw it. If he didn't win this time, Sanbao would definitely be hit. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 385, A Lucky Draw. There was a 10-minute judging period. Finally, the host came on stage and presented the top 3 awards. The third-place winner is the Swan Lake Ballet. There was applause from the audience. To an outsider like Raymond Lam, this award was well-deserved. The ballet dancers were all 6 or 7-year-old girls, and Zhang Yuxi knew a little about dance. She only said, "These little girls must have suffered a lot and practiced a lot." Winning the second place. While the couple comforted Sanbao, they were nervous and expectant. When the host on the stage read out Sanbao's name, Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi covered their mouths with excitement. Sanbao couldn't believe it was true and was a little confused. Xiao's mother said a little sourly, "Sanbao is so amazing, how long has he studied?" And he won the award. If it was a piano performance, a drum set, or something like that, Xiao's mother would feel more balanced. Violin. Her son has studied for a year or 2, but he can't catch up with others who have studied for a month. Damn, it's not even a month. This is talent. It really proves that saying. Hard work is nothing compared to talent. But Sanbao also worked hard. If he decided to do something, he would do it well. Except for eating, Sanbao was half-hearted at other times. The first place was the group dance. Sanbao's teacher was waving, and the host on the stage was also talking. "Please invite the winners to the podium." Sanbao went there in a puffy skirt. She was the youngest of the 3 groups and was a little shorter, standing in the middle. Raymond Lam recorded the video, not wanting to miss a second. Everyone received the trophy, and Sanbeo came back with the trophy in her hand with a smile on her face. The host on the stage announced the next 5 excellent prizes. Sanbeo's piano won the Excellence Award, but the drum set was not selected. Zhang Yuxi also won the Excellence Award. Afterwards, the teacher said with a little regret, if it was a piano solo, Sanbeo would definitely win the first place. It's a pity that this time it's a cooperative relationship, and the little girl can't sing well. But Raymond Lam thought it was very good and didn't feel sorry for anything. Talent is important, but it is more important to keep the original intention and persevere. The starting point is too high for a 4-year-old child. In Lin Feng's opinion, it was not a good thing. Xiaorui was obviously hit hard in this competition. He probably didn't think that he would lose to Sanbeo. After Dabeo knew about it, he comforted him, "It's okay, just work hard." This is the idea that Lin Feng has always instilled in them. Do your best and do it seriously. Leave the rest to others. Do your part well. Dabeo said again, "You are already great. I just didn't expect to meet Sanbeo's sister. I am very happy. Sister is the best." Zhang Yuxi couldn't wait to post this joy in the family group. The calm family group exploded all of a sudden. There was a 180-degree change in the attitude towards Sanbeo. The real person never shows his face. Who would have thought that Sanbeo, who has been silent and quiet all the time, would actually be a musical genius? Although this talent gradually emerged when she was only a few months old. But they didn't expect Sanbeo to be so amazing. After watching the video, Zhao Lizian forwarded the video to Miao Lang, a musician with some accomplishments, on his mobile phone. See what he says. After waiting for a while, Zhao Lizian called after returning home. Teacher Miao gave a very good evaluation of Sanbeo, and asked you to cultivate him well and not waste Sanbeo's talent. Zhao Lizian attached great importance to this matter. Well, during this long vacation, you can come to Shanghai. I will introduce you to this teacher. It will be good for Sanbeo. That night, Lin Feng bought a plane ticket to Shanghai. What does that teacher like? For this meeting, a gift must be prepared. Zhao Lizian pursed her lips. He likes to drink tea. You can buy him a set of tea sets. After a pause, she said, "Forget it, I'll come and see, don't be reluctant to spend the price. This is for the child's future, and he is retired, but he is still young. Many people want to find him to teach." Lin Feng nodded, "Mom, the price doesn't matter, the most important thing is to cater to his preferences." Okay. The flight ticket is before noon the next day. Lin Feng, who was lying down, got up and packed his things, but received a voice from the system. Ding, because the host is nurturing a baby, this is the first time to win a lucky draw. Please choose a number from 1 to 100 at random, and the system will give you a corresponding reward. Lin Feng chose number 88, because the 4 treasures were born on August 8th, which is of great significance. Congratulations to the host for winning 5 cans of Wuxian black tea. Wuxian black tea. Lin Feng knew that this was a tea tree that had survived for more than 400 years and was located in Wuxian. It used to be a tribute to the palace and the best of black tea. This thing has been protected, and you can't own it just because you have money. Lin Feng took a can out of the space ring and took a look. The next day, Lin Feng took his wife and children to the Magic City, and Zhao Lizian and Zhang Fuiang came to meet him at the airport. "Oh, my little grandson has grown up a little bit. Come, let grandma hold you and see if grandma can hold you." Dabeo came over and opened his arms. "Grandma, hold me, hold me." The smile on Zhao Lizian's face froze slightly, and she bent down to pick up Dabeo. "Oh my, grandma can't hold Dabeo anymore." Dabeo giggled in Zhao Lizian's arms. "Come on, grandma, come on." Zhao Lizian touched Dabeo with her forehead. "Even if grandma comes on, your strength is only so great." As they talked, they got into the car. After returning to the villa, the children suddenly remembered something. Sibeo asked, "Grandma, where are our chickens and ducklings?" Erbeo had already started looking everywhere, calling the names of the little cuties number 1 and number 2. Zhang Fuiang glanced at Zhao Lizian and said that he would not get involved in this matter. Zhao Lizian was speechless, as if she had eaten all the chickens and ducks by herself. I didn't expect that it had been almost 2 years, and the children still remembered this. When questioned by Sibeo, Zhao Lizian stammered, "Oh, grandma and grandpa had something to do recently, so they were fostered in someone else's home." Speaking of foster care, the children are familiar with it. When they have something to do and can't go home, They will foster Dabe and Fifa in other people's homes. Sibeo looked at him eagerly. Grandma, when can we take them home? Sanbeo came over. That's right, Grandma, we want to see them. Erbeo also asked to go see his little cuties. Zhao Lizhan. Dabeo looked like he was watching the fun, and he was trying to hold back his laughter. Several children were still talking about this, and Zhao Lizhan evaded the question by saying, we will take them home after we finish our work. Sanbeo asked eagerly. Can it be faster? Erbeo asked, Grandma, how long will it take? Is it tonight? Sibeo suddenly said, Grandma, you won't eat them all, will you? Chapter 386 Taking a Bath with Your Pet. Everyone was shocked when this was said. Zhao Lizhan saw that the children's faces had changed, and hurriedly said, Don't talk nonsense. I didn't. For the 3 consecutive denials, the children were more concerned about when they could see their little pets. Zhao Lizhan was a little bald. I just came back, and the chair is not even warm yet. Holding his forehead, well, I guess we can see the ducklings tomorrow. The children were happy now, and they didn't pester Zhao Lizhan anymore, and went to play together. Zhang Fuiong asked with a smile, You tell them, I just want to know where you got the things. Zhao Lizhan couldn't help but roll her eyes. What do you care? The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. You were there when it came to eating, but you weren't there when it came to taking responsibility. You don't have any responsibility at all. Zhang Fuiong shrugged. You were the one who asked to eat. What does it have to do with me? Zhao Lizhan was too lazy to talk nonsense with him anymore, so she took out her phone and thought of a solution first. No matter what, buy 10 chickens, 10 ducks, and 10 quails first. Lin Feng was drinking water. Mom, where are you going to buy them? The farmer's market. I'll ask them to give them a bath later so they look pretty. Otherwise, these 4 good kids won't be able to get away with it. Thinking about it, Zhao Lizhan felt that she had to go there in person. Zhang Yuxi took the children to take a nap, while Lin Feng made lunch. Zhao Lizhan said while helping, I've reserved the tea set, and I'll visit you when I'm free. Let's see how it goes after dinner last night. Lin Feng glanced at Zhao Lizhan and heard the uncertainty in her tone. Did something happen? Zhao Lizhan sighed. I asked around, and last time a parent bought a very expensive tea set, but it didn't work out. However, I have some relationship with him, so I believe the success rate will be higher. Lin Feng was cutting vegetables, and after hearing this, he said, sometimes becoming a disciple depends on fate, and the teacher's character is also the most important. Zhao Lizhan can guarantee this with confidence. That man has a good character. He has a good reputation in the circle. It's okay to leave the 3 treasures to him in the future. After lunch, the children thought of their pets again. Zhao Lizhan held her forehead and said, Okay, I'll take them back now. The fence in the yard was still intact, and she would put it inside. Zhao Lizhan drove to the farmer's market. Zhang Fuiong was still conscientious and came to help. Zhao Lizhan carefully selected them, and Zhang Fuiong muttered, Don't they all look the same? What's beautiful or not? Zhao Lizhan rolled her eyes at him, as if to say, You know nothing. After Zhao Lizhan bought them, she thought about how to give them a bath. When they came out of the chicken cage and duck cage, the smell. Go to the pet store to wash them. The pet store owner has been in business for 5 or 6 years. He has washed cats, dogs, internet celebrity ducks, and grass Nima. This is the first time he has washed chickens and ducks. Zhao Lizhan urged, Hurry up, I have to take them back later. Zhang Fuiong sat aside and chatted with a receptionist. Wash them clean, they will taste better when cooked. The young man at the receptionist was actually serious. Really? No wonder the chicken I bought last time smelled like chicken shit when stewed. I threw it all away. It turned out to be because I didn't wash it. This made Zhang Fuiong embarrassed. They say chickens are flying and dogs are jumping, but here there are only chickens flying, no dogs jumping. The other boss couldn't do anything about it and wanted to pay more. Zhao Lizhan was unhappy when she heard it, and threw the bag on her wrist. The bag happened to fall on Zhang Fuiong. She was wearing a light blue dress and walked in with great momentum. She grabbed a lively chicken, folded its wings like this. How could it flutter? Zhao Lizhan clapped her hands. That's all. Do you need to pay more? The boss quickly said, You are awesome. We have never seen the world. So we won't charge more. The young man at the front desk was very curious about what these chickens and ducks would do after taking a bath. Zhao Lizhan turned back and sat down, and the young man didn't dare to speak. Zhao Lizian has an aura. To outsiders, she is an elegant and intellectual beauty. When she doesn't smile, she is cold and icy. Zhang Yuxi takes this from her mother. Zhang Fuiong explained the doubts to the young man at the front desk and gave him a general idea of the matter. The young man at the front desk immediately flattered him. Zhao Lizian glanced at Zhang Fuiong and moved her eyes away. I don't know when this kind of flattery can make him happy. Zhang Fuiong is getting more and more comfortable now, and he talks to the young man about the 4 treasures with relish. He is so proud. It is so convenient and trouble-free to bathe the ducks. They enjoy it very much, and they quack happily. On the other hand, they blow the chicken feathers of the chickens. Well, they blow them in cages. Then I heard the chicken, it was so noisy. Zhao Lizian went to the door. I'll stand outside for a while, call me when you're ready. On the way back, Zhang Fuiong said, you know what, after the chickens and ducks have taken a bath, they are indeed much prettier and fragrant. Zhao Lizian didn't bother to pay attention to him. After returning, Zhao Lizian took out the chickens, ducks and cranes from the cage with a smile. The 4 treasures were so happy when they saw them, and then they automatically recognized each other. I forgot what name I gave them at the beginning, I just knew to hold one in my arms. This one is mine. Then this one is mine. The rest are mine. Sibeo hesitated to take action and stood aside with Sanbeo. Sibeo was a little disgusted. When they grow up, they are not cute, they are a little ugly. Sanbeo didn't want to hold it, because chickens have tempers. The chicken in Erbeo's arms pecked at her bun head. Erbeo laughed so happily, and naively thought it was playing with him. In the end, Sanbeo still didn't do it. Even though the chickens and ducks smelled delicious, she was obsessed with looks and liked beautiful and colorful things. Zhang Yuxi came over and was startled to see the children holding chickens. Just as she was about to stop them, Zhao Lizian said, it's okay to hold them for a while, they've had a bath. Zhang Yuxi, ? Mom, did you really give them a bath? Zhao Lizian asked back, what else? Since they're pets, they should look like pets. Well, it seemed to make sense. Zhang Yuxi went to the kitchen and said to Lin Feng with a mysterious look on her face. Honey, let me tell you something funny. What? My mom just brought back chickens, ducks, and quails. Here comes the point. Lin Feng turned around and looked at Zhang Yuxi with a smile. I was wondering why it smells familiar. It's the shower gel we used to bathe Dabe and the others. Lin Feng said, Mom and the others love the 4 treasures too much? Zhang Yuxi took a bite of fruit. Now, apart from Sanbeo and Sibeo, Dabeo and Erbeo are so happy. Sibeo thinks chickens and ducks are ugly. Yes, he is playing with Sanbeo in the living room now, saying that he wants to use mineral water bottles to make a small car for his parents. After chatting for less than 5 minutes, Zhao Lizian ran over happily. Zhao Lin, you don't have to cook tonight, someone is treating you to dinner. Lin Feng put down the knife. Who is it? Zhao Lizian smiled. Miao Lang, teacher Miao. He took the initiative to ask us to bring Sanbeo. Since he is so proactive, it means that this thing will definitely work. Chapter 387, Sanbeo becomes a disciple. At night, in a hotel box in Shanghai. When Zhao Lizian and her family arrived, they saw a man with a very peaceful temperament, who looked about 50 years old. In fact, he was almost 60 years old. The beautiful and graceful woman next to him was his wife. Zhao Lizian met Miao Lang through his wife. Mrs. Miao looked at the 4 treasures, and she didn't know how envious she was. My dear sister, your grandchildren are also good-looking. Zhao Lizian said modestly, how can they be as good-looking as your mixed-race grandchildren? Blue eyes and golden hair, as cute as Barbie dolls. While chatting here, Miao Lang looked at the 4 treasures with a smile and chatted with the children. The 3 huskies are not shy, especially the second treasure, who speaks logically and pronounces every word clearly. He looks like a little adult. The 4th treasure is lively at first glance, with an innocent and cute look. The first treasure is the most stable of the 3 huskies. But he is not as eloquent as the second treasure, nor as lively and cheerful as the 4th treasure. The 3rd treasure is different and is not very good at taking the initiative to talk to strangers. She only answered what Miao Lang asked. After getting to know all the 4 treasures, Miao Lang turned his attention to Sanbeo again. I saw the video of your competition that your mother-in-law sent me. You played the violin very well and the piano very well. Sanbeo smiled shyly. How long did it take you to learn? About a month. Wow, you've become so good in just 1 month. You're awesome. Thank you for the compliment. Miao Lang said with a smile. Let me tell you, Grandpa is also very good at playing the violin and the piano. Sanbao's eyes suddenly became sparkling. Miao Lang smiled and said, let Grandpa teach you, okay. Sanbao looked in the direction of Lin Feng, retracted his gaze and nodded, okay. Zhao Lizian immediately said half-jokingly, Master Miao, I will consider this as you accepting a disciple, it's settled. Miao Lang also said frankly, this time I originally wanted to see this child, and I wanted to accept him as a disciple. But you are in Yangchang, and the child still has to go to school. Just wait for the child to come to learn during the holidays, and we will teach through video during normal times. Zhao Lizian smiled and said, no problem. This matter went unusually smoothly. After dinner, before leaving, Lin Feng brought over a handbag. After getting in the car, Miao Lang asked the driver to drive. His wife beside him took a look at the bag. What's in it? I remember Zhao Lizian seemed to be asking around about tea sets before. Miao Lang said indifferently, I think Sanbao is a good child. I asked his parents about the class time. This month, he has learned not only piano, but also drums and violin. His wife was shocked. So, this child is a genius. Miao Lang nodded and looked at the neon night outside. Just wait and see. In a year or two, this child will definitely become famous. As long as he is willing to endure hardships and walk the right path, he will definitely be a good seedling in the future. I want to take him as my apprentice while he is still unknown. The wife understood her husband's intention. Zhao Lizian's son-in-law is also capable. He is worth tens of billions. With such parents, there is no need to worry about the child's future. As she spoke, the wife opened the bag. Inside was a small box with beautiful packaging. When she opened it again, it was Russian black tea. The wife was surprised. This. Miao Lang took a look and quickly took it over, asking the driver to turn on the lights. After carefully looking at the packaging box, his expression was surprised and happy. His wife asked him, can you tell whether this is real or fake? Miao Lang shook his head, I don't know. I only drank this thing once at Lao Ning's house. I have never seen any packaging. After speaking, Miao Lang told the driver, don't go home first, go to Lao Ning's house. It was already past 9 o'clock at this time. It was Lao Ning's wife who opened the door. Lao Ning was in the living room, drinking tea and listening to the drama. Seeing Miao Lang and his wife coming over, he thought something was wrong. I remember you were going to recruit an apprentice tonight. Why are you here? What's wrong? Is this apprentice not good enough? Or is he too talented? Are you showing off to me? This Lao Ning is a dramatist. The two are classmates and have achieved some success in different fields. Speaking of it, they are all big shots. Lao Ning recruited an apprentice with good qualifications some time ago, and he showed off to Miao Lang. Miao Lang smiled and sat down. I came here today to have something for you to take a look at. Lao Ning became interested. What is it? Let me see it. Miao Lang took out the Russian black tea from the bag and put it on the table. Lao Ning also crossed his legs and stopped holding the purple clay teapot. He suddenly became energetic. Oh, this is Russian black tea? So much? Miao Lang asked. This is what the child's parents gave me today. I have only drunk this thing once. You are worse than me. Let me see it. Lao Ning asked his wife to find his glasses for him and looked at the teapot from left to right. You didn't take the kid as your apprentice because of this can of tea, did you? Miao Lang rolled his eyes. Do you think I'm that kind of person? This was given to me by the kid's parents after the fact. Lao Ning put on his glasses and asked his wife to take out his can of Russian black tea. Compared with Miao Lang's, Lao Ning's can was the size of a child. Miao Lang blurted out, you have so little. Angered, Lao Ning wanted to beat him up. Nonsense, isn't this something that everyone can get? Now I heard that the production of Russian black tea has dropped again. People who don't know the identity can't drink it at all, and they can't even buy it for sale, okay? Otherwise, why do you think I can't bear to drink it? It's just that little, how can you have so much in your hand? At the end, his words were sour. Miao Lang asked him to stop quickly. First, let's see if this is Russian black tea. Lao Ning took a look. The packaging of Russian black tea has an identification code. This one must be real. But the box is real, but I have to drink it to see what's inside. Miao Lang felt that the other party should not send a fake. He watched Lao Ning take action and warned him, put less, put less. Lao Ning pouted and pretended to be grimace. You are so stingy. After a series of tea-making operations, Liaoning handed Miaolang a cup and himself a cup. Liaoning took a sip, smacked his lips, and his eyes sparkled. It's real. Liaoning and Miaolang looked at each other. They both moved at the same time, but Liaoning was still a step slower. The tea had already fallen into Miaolang's hands, and Liaoning was furious. You are so unkind. Can't you give me some of this? Miaolang covered the tea can. No, at most I can ask you to join me when I drink it later, how about that? Liaoning waved his hand and said snortingly. But you are a student's parent with some background, so you can give you so much? I heard that you are worth 10 billion. 10 billion, this thing can only be obtained by connections. After Miaolang confirmed that it was really Wuxian black tea, he hurried away again. The angry Liaoning laughed and scolded a few times. On the other side, after returning home, Zhao Lizian casually asked Lin Feng, what did you give me? Wuxian black tea. Even Zhao Lizian and Zhang Fuiong, who don't know much about tea and don't like to drink tea, know this tea. Zhao Lizian was surprised and asked, where did you get it? Lin Feng lied that he got it through connections and the price was very high, so he asked Zhao Lizian and Zhang Fuiong if they wanted it. Zhao Lizian shook her head, we don't like to drink tea, and it would be a waste to drink such good tea. You can keep it for giving to others in the future, maybe you will need it. Zhang Fuiong nodded, that's right, the children are growing up, and parents have to plan for their future. This thing is hard to come by, you can keep it for smoothing relationships in the future. Chapter 388 Husband, you are awesome. The next day, Miaolang asked Zhao Lizian to bring Sanbao to his house in the evening to see Sanbao's homework in progress. I'm going out to do something, and I'll take Sanbao to Master Miao's house in the evening. You take the children out for a walk and play. I'll call if there's anything. When Zhao Lizian got in the car, Zhang Yuxi stopped her. Mom, don't say anything to the child that will put pressure on her. Zhao Lizian understood, don't worry, I won't. Zhao Lizian took Sanbao away, and Zhang Fuiong also had something to go out. So, Lin Feng took his wife and children to the park to play. The park is very large, and there are many street vendors with everything. There is also the kind of ring tossing. 2 yuan for 50 rings, and there are all kinds of small toys on the ground, all of which are very worthless things. The fun of playing is not to see how valuable the things on the ground are. Lin Feng bought 4 yuan for each person in the family, and each person got 100 rings to play with. The children threw the rings without any rules, and it depended on luck whether they hit the middle ring or not. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are both top in height. Especially Lin Feng, who has been through so much, so he must be accurate with his skill. The boss stressed Lin Feng, don't stick your upper body out, stand outside the line, and don't break the rules. Okay. Lin Feng understood. Because he had quite too many, the boss was anxious. Here, Zhang Yuxi and the children had 100, and they were gone in a short time. Sibao and Dabao, 2 athletes. One caught a small ceramic turtle, and the other caught a palm-sized cup. The two were very happy, full of a sense of accomplishment. The children took another look at Lin Feng's trophies and were jealous. Wow, Dad is so great, he caught so many things. So awesome, Dad is a Superman. Zhang Yuxi took a fancy to the last row, a pair of ceramic doll lovers, so cute. She liked it at first sight, and after a long time, she didn't get any edge. She took Lin Feng's arm, honey, I want that one, can you help me catch it? Lin Feng said, let me try. The circle was thrown out and hit directly. Zhang Yuxi ran over happily like a little girl. Boss, this is the one we got. Holding the ceramic dolls happily, honey, you are awesome. Bao tugged at the corner of Lin Feng's clothes, Dad, I want the diamond ring. I don't know which Barbie doll box the boss found the diamond ring from. It's made of glass, and it looks beautiful under the refraction of the sun. Okay, Dad, give it a try. Then, it hit. Bao exclaimed happily, great, Dad is awesome. The boss looked very unhappy, but he didn't say anything. After all, it's not every day that you can meet someone who can get the rings so well. The other children who came to play looked at Bao with envy. It seemed to say, wow, the other person's dad is so awesome. They're all dads, so my dad must be able to get it right. So, he turned around and said, Dad, I want this. The child's father. Child, your dad is not that capable. Sibao wants a keychain with a little whale hanging on it. The little goldfish is small and cute. Dad, I want that one. Which one? It's next to the ceramic little white rabbit. Then, another one was accurate. The boss's face finally darkened, and he pursed his lips in doubt. Was his ring too big, or was it because of the height advantage of others? So angry. Lin Feng left with a lot of spoils this time, and the whole family laughed happily. Some children, however, cried. Dad, I want that little bunny. Can you make a little bunny for me? Dad, I want that. Please make it for me, please. The fathers who stayed behind felt that it was too much. Walking to the front, by chance, there were also ring sets. However, they were big rings, and the gifts were toys like Transformers, Ultraman, and Barbie dolls. The packaging box was quite large, and the gifts were also very favorable. 4 for 20 yuan, and the boss would not let you go home empty-handed. When you leave, you will be given a small doll worth a few yuan. One of the parents spent 80 yuan to make a transformer for his son. But he still didn't win. Looking at the disappointed and sad face of the child's father was helpless. Here, in addition to Sanbao, Dabao, Erbao and Sabao were watching. Dad, come and put it here, I want Transformers. I want a Barbie doll. I want a Transformer, the biggest one. Dad, I want that Ultraman. Dad, hurry up, there's only one left. The boss smiled and said, then let your dad buy the rings and put them in. If you get it right, it's yours. Please remember the boss's smile at this moment. Because he won't be able to smile again in a while. Lin Feng bought 4 rings for 20 yuan. Ultraman is in the last row, and it's not easy to get it right. Lin Feng took the ring, gestured in the air, and then threw it out. Wow, I got it! Sibao exclaimed, and the whole person jumped 8 feet high, showing how happy he was. The boss put away the rings and gave the gift to Sibao. Little friend, it's yours, hold it well. The boss's inner OS, good luck, the first ring got it right. Next is Dabao's transformer. There were 4 of them, but one of them had a different accessory, a sword inside. Dabao pointed at the one at the edge and said, Dad, I want that one. Lin Feng moved to the edge and gestured in the air. Dabao stared at the transformer intently. Come on, Dad, come on, Dad. Zhang Yuxi signaled Dabao to be quiet, shh. Don't disturb Dad. Lin Feng threw again and hid it. The boss looked a little dazed, probably because he didn't expect Lin Feng's luck to be so good. He hit it twice in a row, amazing. The third time, Erbao wanted a Barbie doll with blonde hair and a red dress. Lin Feng threw. Hit. The smile on the boss's face froze, but there were so many people watching the fun around him, he had to do business with a smile. The people who were watching the fun, this time there was finally something fun to watch. Wow, this young man can get it right, he hits it right every time. The boss is going to cry now, he lost 20 yuan for 3, haha. Let's see if he can get the last one right. I guess he can't. I think so too, how can someone be so lucky? However, just as he finished speaking, the last ring in Lin Feng's hand hit the one that Sibao wanted. Sibao said happily, Dad, thank you. The parent who had always hit the one just now was envious. And his child was already crying, so sad. The parent looked at Lin Feng, hesitant to speak, with a pleading look in his eyes. As expected of a father and son, the child handed the last ring to Lin Feng. Uncle, can you help me get one? The crying little face was as pitiful as it could be. Lin Feng took the ring from the child. What if uncle doesn't hit it? The child wiped his tears. It's okay, just let it go, I won't be angry. The child was about 5 or 6 years old, quite cute, and spoke in a lovable way. The boss disagreed and waved his hand. No. You have to put it on yourself, you can't do it for others. When the child heard this, tears were about to burst out and he was about to cry. Lin Feng turned around and said lightly. Then, bring me 8 more rings. Chapter 389 Sharpshooter. Hearing this, the boss panicked. He hurriedly said, okay. Go ahead and try it, just this once. The child laughed when he heard it. The second child, who was closest to him, comforted him, don't cry, my dad is so awesome, he will definitely find one for you. The fourth child also said, which one do you like? Tell my dad and he will find one for you. The remaining Barbie dolls and Transformers were all the same, there was no choice. But Lin Feng still asked, which one do you like? At this point, for the child, it was already good to be able to find the right one. Uncle, I like them all, just pick one. Lin Feng chose the one in the middle, and saw that the packaging box was newer. He threw out the circle and found the right one right away. The child jumped up happily. Yeah, great, I found the right one. I have a toy. The boss handed the toy to the child and asked with some resentment, do you want to play with it again? Lin Feng smiled and shook his head. No. The boss was obviously relieved. Then let's go. Lin Feng left with his wife and children, and the child ran over and said sweetly, thank you, uncle. Lin Feng smiled. You're welcome. Probably because it was a holiday, there were all kinds of toys here. There were prizes for hitting balloons, and there were dolls for hitting cans with sandbags. This was the first time for the children to come into contact with these, and they found them very strange. Bullets hit balloons, 10 yuan per shot, and the number of balloons determined the gift. Lin Feng picked up the toy gun. I played with this thing when I was in school, many years ago. Zhang Yuxi shook her head. I haven't played it before. Lin Feng posed. These are what boys like to play with. As soon as the voice fell, the shooting began. The balloons on the wall were shattered with a bang, and the children looked at Lin Feng with admiration. Wow, Dad is so awesome. Dad, you are my idol. Dad, I want to play too, I want to play too. After a while, Lin Feng's bullets were used up, and he hit 100%. The boss smiled and said, young man, you are awesome, are you from the army? Lin Feng shook his head. No. The boss took out a doll from the bag. You don't look like it, you're so white, so young, and your children are already this big. In the boss's pocket, there was a white bear toy about 1 meter long. Erbao wanted it very much. The boss smiled and said, you can get this prize if you play 5 times and get good results. The quality of this white panda looks good, and it should not be cheap to buy it. If you win 5 games in a row, it will be worth it. The boss suggested, how about you play 4 more games? If you win, this big bear will be given to the children. See how much they want it. Lin Feng nodded, okay. The children were happy, and Lin Feng smiled and said, Dad will find a way to win, but if he can't win the toy, Dad can't do anything. Dad will try his best, okay. The 2 children said in unison, okay. The boss changed the gun while Lin Feng was talking to the children. Zhang Yuxi saw it and whispered, honey, the boss changed the gun. Lin Feng understood the trick. They have adjusted these toy guns so that the chances of hitting are very low. Zhang Yuxi was angry. Then I won't play. Lin Feng smiled. I've given you the money. Zhang Yuxi pursed her lips. Then get the money back and expose the boss's trick. Lin Feng shook his head. It's useless. You have no evidence that there is something wrong with the toy gun. After a pause, he said, don't worry, my husband has played this a lot before, and he will definitely find a way to win. He has worked hard, but it's not in vain. The boss smiled and gave the gun to Lin Feng. Lin Feng looked at the boss with a half smile. The boss felt a little timid. The second time, Lin Feng hit the target every time, and the boss looked at the toy gun with suspicion. The third time, Lin Feng hit the target every time as expected. The boss looked a little embarrassed. Lin Feng's family is so good looking, and Lin Feng's posture is so handsome, which attracted many people to watch. Lin Feng shot for the 4th time with a blank expression. The boss couldn't sit still. You are so powerful. Lin Feng said meaningfully, no, it's your gun that is powerful. This was obviously a hidden meaning. The 5th time, Lin Feng still hit the target every time, and the people who were shooting balloons behind him had no time to hide. The boss reluctantly took out the teddy bear. This is her treasure of the town. You can't catch the wolf without sacrificing the child. In order to attract customers, this bear was bought at a high price. Such a big toy, the children can't take it even if they want to. Lin Feng took the big toy and said with a smile, let's go. After walking a few steps, he turned around. He saw the boss looking left and right at his gun, with a face full of doubts about life. Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng. Hubby, you are so awesome. Lin Feng smiled and whispered in her ear. Zhang Yuxi's little face turned red. There was a small store in front, and Lin Feng's family ran into the children again. The child's father bought a grilled sausage for each of the babies and bought them some snacks. The children looked at Lin Feng and did not accept it immediately. Lin Feng smiled and said, hurry up and thank uncle. The babies said happily, thank you uncle. The child's father asked, did you earn this too? After a while, Sibao had almost finished a sausage. My dad earned it by shooting. Dad is super awesome. Erbao quickly said, I shot 5 times, and I won first place all the time. The child's father smiled and said, wow, your dad is so awesome. Dabeo, who was eating in small bites, said heavily, "That is super awesome." Sibeo finished eating, threw away the bamboo stick, and pointed to the excavator not far away. "Dad, I want to play with that." Lin Feng had no objection and took the children to have a look. The child was going home and waved goodbye to Lin Feng reluctantly. He asked Erbeo, "Will you come here to play tomorrow?" Erbeo ate the sausage. "I don't know, I have to ask Dad." Chapter 390 The Four Funny Treasures. The father and son left. They walked towards the excavator. The excavator was small and especially suitable for children. As soon as they arrived at the stall, the boss greeted them enthusiastically. "Little friend, do you want to play? 10 yuan for 2 minutes." Dabeo and Sibeo looked at them eagerly, and Erbeo was rubbing his hands. The boss bought some sand and piled it up, and there was sand everywhere around. Sanbeo stood the farthest away, and Lin Feng went over to pick her up. Sanbeo reminded quietly, "Dad, my shoes are dirty." Lin Feng looked down and found that there was some sand on his shoes. How could the beauty-loving Sanbeo tolerate it? While Lin Feng was wiping Sanbeo's small leather shoes, he said, "Dabeo, go ahead, we'll stand a little further away." The teacher told Dabeo how to operate it. This one turns left and right, and this handle can be used to dig soil and control it. After the boss's teaching, Dabeo mastered the skills quickly and was able to drive an excavator in a very professional manner. He kept giggling, "Dad, Mom, this is so cool." Dabeo drove very steadily and put the sand into the small basket without spilling it. The boss said with a smile, "The little guy has good skills." The 10 yuan and 2 minutes were over in a short while, and Dabeo hadn't had enough fun yet. Sibeo had been looking forward to it and was about to go up. Lin Feng said, "Next is Erbeo." Erbeo climbed up and operated the excavator for a while, and the excavator was like a convulsion. It also spread sand everywhere. Fortunately, they had foresight and hid far away from the impact. Erbeo laughed, "It's very interesting." But his skills were not good. Next was Sibeo. Once he went up, he operated like a tiger, even worse than Erbeo. They didn't dig sand, they were spreading soil, okay? Sibeo is a very optimistic child. He doesn't think his skills are bad, he thinks he is great. 2 minutes haven't been enough fun. Sibeo pouted his mouth and came down. Sanbeo doesn't like to play, he likes to be clean and doesn't want to move. Lin Feng let the children play once again. Lin Feng whispered to Zhang Yuxi, "Wife, have you noticed that Dabeo drives very steadily?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Dabeo seems to be interested in machinery. There's something I forgot to tell you. A few days ago, Dabeo's transformer ran out of batteries. I brought the batteries over, but I was delayed by something and forgot about it. He installed it himself. There's nothing to explain specifically. But Dabeo's transformer is very special. It has to be operated to pop out when the batteries are installed, which is very troublesome." Lin Feng didn't say anything, because Sibeo's flying sand started again. After playing, he was still not satisfied. Lin Feng looked at the time and it was 5:30 without him noticing. "Take the children home to cook." Zhao Lizhen has a piano at home, and Sanbeo goes upstairs to play the piano when he has nothing to do. Erbeo starts his own handicrafts and creates art. Dabeo and Sibeo start practicing taekwondo moves. It seems that Zhang Yuxi is taking care of them, but in fact she is the only one who is free. After sitting for a while, he started to organize the toys. Suddenly, she found a Lego version of Transformers and Ultraman. They were placed in the drawer intact, and the packaging boxes were not opened. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Dabeo, Sibeo, come here, Mom found this." Dabeo and Sibeo came over and started screaming after taking a look. Lin Feng was startled and came from the kitchen to ask, "What's wrong?" Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "I found this in the drawer, I was so happy." Lin Feng said, and went to the kitchen to continue working. Zhang Yuxi asked the children not to open the packaging first. "Let's call Grandma and ask for her opinion." Dial Zhao Lizhen's phone. "Yuxi, I'm just about to drive, and I'll be home in about 15 minutes. Your dad won't be home tonight, he has a social event." Zhang Yuxi waited until Zhao Lizhen finished speaking before speaking. "Mom, I found Lego Transformers and Ultraman in the drawer, and the children want to play with them." Zhao Lizhen said, as if she had just remembered this. "Play, this was originally bought for them. If they hadn't found it today, I would have almost forgotten it." Zhang Yuxi gave each of the children a look, indicating that they could open the package. Then Mom, You drive. I'm hanging up. Okay. Zhang Yuxi divided the area for them. Come on. This is Sanbao's territory. You come here. Dabao, you come here. Sibao, you come here. If the two building blocks are mixed together, it's hard to tell them apart. With the toys, Sibao and Dabao assembled them separately. Zhang Yuxi sat cross-legged next to Dabao and felt that his transformers were the most complicated. After reading the instructions, it was indeed very complicated. Zhang Yuxi could assemble simple ones, such as small houses, cars, etc. She couldn't do this. She looked at Sibao's again. It didn't seem simple either. She still couldn't do this. Dabao looked at the pictures carefully, compared them carefully, and his face seemed to say, no big problem for big words. Looking at Sibao again, he was in high spirits and had already started to prepare for assembly. He worked like a tiger, as if he could do it alone. Zhang Yuxi pursed her lips. Well, you guys assemble it by yourselves first. I'll go to the kitchen to take a look. Arriving at the kitchen, Lin Feng had already started cooking. Wife, stay away, I'm going to cook. Zhang Yuxi took a step back. After Lin Feng got started, he saw Zhang Yuxi was still in the kitchen. Didn't you help your son with building blocks? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. Don't you know how to do it? Zhang Yuxi knew that Lin Feng was teasing her, and raised her chin. They don't need me, and they didn't ask for anything, they just assembled it themselves. Lin Feng raised his eyebrows. Really? That's amazing. Zhang Yuxi nodded. That's amazing. I'll go take a look. In less than a minute, Zhang Yuxi was holding back her laughter. Honey, Sibao is so funny, he was so fierce just now, I thought he would surprise me. I didn't expect it, that's it. Zhang Yuxi showed the photos she took to Lin Feng. Lin Feng took a quick look, and when he saw the unknown work, he couldn't help laughing. Zhang Yuxi's picture slid down. Honey, I wanted to tell Sibao that I made a mistake, but you see. The next picture showed Sibao's serious and confident face, which made her reluctant to criticize him. Lin Feng smiled and said, that's it, as long as Sibao is happy. Then, Zhang Yuxi said mysteriously, honey, let me show you Dabao's. Lin Feng heard the hidden meaning in Zhang Yuxi's words. What's wrong? From the photos taken by Zhang Yuxi, it can be seen that the transformers have taken shape. I read the instructions for Dabao, and I think it is much more difficult than Sibao's. I didn't expect Dabao to do it well without the help of adults. Lin Feng came over and took a closer look. There is no mistake in the assembly. I couldn't help but think of the assembly games I bought before, and Dabao didn't seem to be under any pressure. Maybe adults look at these assembly games and think they are as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. But they ignore the age factors of children. After all, they are still children. Lin Feng was done, and Zhang Yuxi called Zhao Lizhan. Mom, when will you be back? 3 minutes left, I'm already at the intersection. Zhang Yuxi hung up the phone and waved to the children to wash their hands and eat with her. Lin Feng went over to see how Dabao and Sibao assembled the toys. Well, Sibao assembled them in a mess, all wrong. But Dabao assembled them all correctly. Well, he was a little surprised. Dabao didn't have the outstanding advantages of his younger brothers and sisters, but he seemed to have them all. You can always find the shadows of his younger brothers and sisters in him. Chapter 391 Is Dabao powerful? Not long after, Zhao Lizhan came back. As soon as she entered the house, she muttered, the road is being repaired outside. I took a long detour to come back. Eat quickly, I'll take Sanbao out later. Go earlier and come back earlier. After dinner, Zhao Lizhan went upstairs to put on makeup and change clothes. After packing up and dressing up, she took Sanbao away. Sanbao pursed his lips and looked back at Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng every few steps. Wife, you go with Sanbao. Okay. Zhang Yuxi also had this idea and called Zhao Lizhan. Mom, wait a minute, I'll go with you. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly packed up and left with Zhao Lizhan, returning home around 9 o'clock. Next, it was Lin Feng who played with the children. Erbao read a fairy tale book, and she could recognize all the words in it. Dabao quietly assembled transformers by himself. Sibao on the other side finally had no choice but to say, Dad, come here. Lin Feng came over. What's the matter? Sibao scratched his head and asked, Dad, where should I put this? Lin Feng took a look and suggested, Sibao, let's not worry about it and continue assembling. He pointed at Sibao's work. Let's check first to see if what you assembled before is correct. Sibao took a look. and Lin Feng showed Sibeo the finished product picture in the instruction manual. Sibeo, look, there are 4 faces of Ultraman. Look at the face you assembled, can you tell that it is an Ultraman face? If I'm not mistaken, this one on the head should be a weapon, it should be his foot. Sibeo made a surprised sound, really? He took off the foot on his head and looked for something in a pile of building blocks. Lin Feng handed him the other half of the foot. Thank you, Dad. You're welcome. Sibeo assembled it and it turned out to be a foot. Well, it really is a foot. Lin Feng said again, baby, Dad will take down the wrong one and we will assemble it again, okay? Sibeo looked at his achievements and felt a little reluctant. Lin Feng said helplessly, but there is no way. If you assemble it wrong and continue to assemble, these parts cannot be used correctly. Your Ultraman cannot be completed. Sibeo sighed like a little adult, okay. Lin Feng took it apart and 2/3 of it was gone, which made Sibeo heartbroken. He comforted his son, it's okay, we will be quick next time, right? Sibeo hummed. When Lin Feng was with Sibeo, he was actually paying attention to Dabeo opposite. Dabeo compared the instructions very seriously, and then began to look for parts. Dabeo is chubby and the strongest of the 4. He is chubby and cute. When he lowers his head, his chubby little face and mouth draw a very cute picture, and when he tilts his head, his little face is so cute. Since the children went to school, Lin Feng rarely observed them carefully. Now I realize that Dabeo has become much more stable. Dabeo, do you need Daddy's help? Dabeo asked with the instructions, Dad, what does this mean? Lin Feng took a look and said, this means that there should be a layer on top, and it should be an empty house. We need to put this little man in it. Dabeo understood it as soon as he heard it, and said with a smile, thank you, Daddy. You're welcome. With the help of Lin Feng, Sibeo finished Ultraman very quickly. Sibeo shouted and happily took the things to share with Erbeo. Lin Feng sat in front of Dabeo. The transformers were only assembled 2/3, but in Lin Feng's opinion, it was already amazing. Dabeo was not impatient and assembled slowly. Lin Feng had nothing to do anyway, so he just watched silently. What made him very happy was that although several children had shortcomings to varying degrees, they did not have big tempers and had many advantages, which made him very proud. Take your time to assemble, Daddy will go cut some fruit for you, okay? Okay. Lin Feng cut a cantaloupe. Children, come and eat the cantaloupe. He brought some to Dabeo, and seeing that Dabeo was so serious, Lin Feng fed him. Are you tired? Not tired. It was 8:30. Lin Feng sent a message to Zhang Yuxi, asking when he would be back. About 9 o'clock. Zhang Yuxi quickly replied. Lin Feng began to wash Erbeo and Sibeo. Lin Feng took them to bed. Zhao Lizian still used the crib she had used before. Before leaving, he told the children, you guys go to bed obediently. Daddy went to see Dabeo and wait for Mommy and Sanbeo to come home. The children were also tired from playing today. After saying good night to Lin Feng, they turned over and went to sleep. But the sleeping postures of Erbeo and Sibeo were really hard to describe. Dabeo? Are you done? Dabeo's expression could not hide his excitement. Just a little bit more, Daddy, just a little bit more. Lin Feng came over to take a look and praised sincerely. Wow, Dabeo, you are really great. Dabeo smiled, and then started the final finishing step. Dad, I'm done. Seeing that Dabeo was about to fly with joy, Lin Feng held him and spun around. Dabeo giggled and asked, Dad, is Dabeo awesome? Lin Feng said with admiration, super awesome, our Dabeo is getting better and better. Dabeo was praised, and his expression was so proud. Dad, mine was actually super difficult, but I completed it. Awesome. Lin Feng took this opportunity to say to Dabeo earnestly. Actually, Dabeo, Dad and Mom can't believe that you can complete it independently. You can't believe it yourself, too. Dabeo nodded, well, I didn't expect it either. Lin Feng smiled and fixed his son's hair, so, some things are not that we can't do, but that we don't believe it. As long as we try bravely, we can know whether we can do it, right? Dabeo nodded heavily. He deeply understood this sentence. Lin Feng said again, Mom and Dad not only don't believe you can do it independently, but also think you can't stick to it. Dabeo said loudly. Dabeo stuck to it. Lin Feng said with relief and pride, yes, just when we all thought you couldn't stick to it, you stuck to it. Isn't it? Persistence is victory. Dabeo nodded again. Dad, Dabao is super awesome. Lin Feng kissed his son's forehead hard. Dad knows. In the future, Dad will believe that Dabao can do it and stick to it. Then Dabao also believes that he can do it and stick to it, okay. Dabao said heavily, okay. Lin Feng touched his head lovingly. You have younger brothers and sisters. Dad is very relieved that they have a brother like you. Super awesome. Dabao smiled happily. Come on, Dad will take you to bed. Dabao hesitated and said, Dad, you have to show this to Mom. Let Mom know that Dabao is awesome. Dabao seemed to be trying to prove himself, but it didn't seem like he was trying. Lin Feng smiled and said, okay, Mom will be back soon, and Dad will show it to Mom. After washing Dabao, he went upstairs and found that everyone was asleep. Good night, Dabao. Good night, Dad. Lin Feng waited in the living room for more than 10 minutes, and Zhang Yuxi and others finally came back. Sanbao had fallen asleep on the way back. Zhao Lizian said, Lin Feng, put the child to bed first, and come down when you are done. I have something to tell you. Okay. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 392 Being Fed Dog Food. 5 minutes later. Zhang Yuxi saw Dabao's transformers. Honey, did you assemble it with Dabao? Lin Feng shook his head. No, Dabao did it alone. Zhang Yuxi was surprised, and Zhao Lizian, who was sitting on the sofa, was also surprised. He did it alone. Lin Feng smiled and said, well, I didn't help. He also asked you to come back and see it, and said that Dabao is the best. Zhang Yuxi's expression was very gentle. Not only Dabao is great, but every child is great. When the children were still a few months old, she did favor Sanbao more because of her weak body. Even now, she loves Sanbao more because she is well-behaved and sensible. She and Lin Feng tried their best to be masters of balance and take care of the emotions of each baby. Compared with his younger brothers and sisters, Dabao is a little ordinary. Zhang Yuxi sighed. Unconsciously, Dabao has become so amazing. Zhao Lizian praised, Dabao is good. After a pause, she said, let me tell you, I checked Sanbao's progress today, and said that Sanbao's current teacher is still very responsible. Sanbao has a unique talent in this area. In the future, teach her how to behave and don't bury this talent. Zhao Lizian's eyebrows and eyes were all smiling, not to mention how happy she was. She was still young and could see the day when Sanbao would achieve success in her studies. The couple returned to the room and found that Dabao was not asleep. Mom. The couple were both stunned. Dabao, you are still awake. Dabao stretched his head, and there seemed to be stars and sea in his eyes. Mom. Have you seen my transformers? Zhang Yuxi came over. Yes, I think Dabao is super awesome. Dabao smiled happily. Zhang Yuxi kissed his forehead. Go to sleep. Good night. Good night, Mom. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi looked at each other, and the two planned to go out to talk. Outside the door, Zhang Yuxi told Lin Feng about Sanbao. I have already promised that if nothing unexpected happens to Sanbao, he will definitely become an internationally renowned musician in the future. After Zhang Yuxi was happy, she became worried again. Husband, this makes me feel stressed. Lin Feng could understand Zhang Yuxi's feelings and hugged his wife to comfort her. Let's do what we should do. Whether he can become a musician or not is not important to me at all. I just hope he's safe and healthy. Now that they have become parents, they know. It is not that difficult to be safe and healthy. Zhang Yuxi leaned in his arms. Yes, no matter whether Sanbao will become a musician in the future, we will do what we should do. Nothing will change. Zhao Lizian came out. Well, what are you doing standing at the door? Lin Feng replied, Dabao just went to bed, and we are afraid that our voices will disturb him. Zhao Lizian nodded. You guys should clean up and go to bed early. Okay, Mom. Zhang Fuiong will sleep at Uncle N's house tonight, so there is no need to leave the door open for him. Early the next morning. Lin Feng got up to make breakfast. Everything is the same in Guangzhou. He bought tickets for today's children's animation movie last night, which is from 4:30 to 5:30. He hasn't told the children yet. After breakfast, the children knew the news, and they were so happy. This is their first time to go to the cinema to watch a movie. I have thought about taking them to the movies before, but I haven't found a suitable one. No, I went to see it by accident last night and found a movie suitable for babies. The introduction of the movie said that it tells a story about fantasy magic and family affection. The movie is a 2D animation. It has been on for 2 days and the reviews are good. It is worth taking the children to see it. The Height of the Four Treasures actually does not require tickets. It is okay for 1 child, but for 4 children, all seats are arranged. When they arrived at the cinema, Raymond Lamb scanned the code to get the tickets. Zhang Yuxi took the children to buy popcorn and potato chips. Raymond Lamb usually makes these things for the children himself. This is the first time they have eaten popcorn. They were young before and were afraid of indigestion. The milk bought for drinks is suitable for babies. Lin Feng carried the things and looked at the time. There were still 10 minutes left. The ticket checking had already begun. When they arrived at the theater, after the family sat down, Lin Feng distributed snacks to the 4 children. Don't throw away the garbage after eating. Put it here. Dad will clean it up later. Okay. The 4 children answered crisply, okay. Also, when watching a movie, don't make loud noises or walk around. This will affect other people's viewing. Okay. Okay. After saying that, Lin Feng was satisfied and moved closer to Zhang Yuxi. Wife, here you go. Zhang Yuxi took a look and saw that there were some snacks suitable for adults. Zhang Yuxi smiled sweetly. Honey, when did you prepare it? I prepared it a long time ago, but I put it in my bag so that the children wouldn't see it. Just as Zhang Yuxi tore open the wrapping paper, the 4 children's nose moved and they poked their heads out to take a look. Mom, what are you eating? The couple looked at each other and sighed. Alice, this nose is really too sensitive. Zhang Yuxi asked Sibao to come over and take a look. Look, it's all pepper. Sibao asked cautiously, well, can I have a taste? He was cautious not because he was afraid that Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi would disagree, but he was afraid of pepper. Zhang Yuxi had no objection. Okay, have a taste. Sibao carefully tasted it, smacked his lips, and took a deep breath. Lin Feng quickly handed him water. Drink some water. Sibao drank the water and felt that he could eat another bite. Mom, can I have another taste? Sibao jumped back and forth like this for many times, and the movie was about to start. Lin Feng smiled and said, go back to your seat and watch the movie obediently. Most of the people who came to watch the movie were parents with their children, and there were children everywhere. The movie started. Zhang Yuxi ate while Lin Feng took care of her. Wife, do you want some water? Wife? Throw the garbage in this bag. Is it spicy? Do you want some water? A single dog behind him silently took a photo and posted a circle of friends silently. It's a special screening of children's movies, and I can still be fed dog food. I feel so tired and angry. She replied. That man has been taking care of the woman, and he kept calling her wife. Damn, I'm so depressed. Angry JPG. She replied B. That woman is also so gentle. I secretly took a look at her and she is so beautiful. The man is also very handsome. In less than a minute, she posted another circle of friends. Wow, they actually have 4 children. What? And the children are super obedient and seem to be very handsome. It's a pity that it was too dark and I couldn't see them. In less than a minute, she posted another circle of friends. Damn, all my attraction has been attracted to this family. There was a little boy who said pitifully, Mom, can I have one more bite? Even if it's spicy, it's okay. I found the shadow of a foodie in him. This little guy must be a foodie. XSWL, that little foodie has been hiding in the corner for a bite of food, drinking water and eating all the time, and breathing in the spiciness. It's as if I was eating a red soup hot pot. I don't know if the little foodie has eaten too spicy or drank too much water, so he has to go to the toilet now. This is not the point. The point is that the child's father is so tall. See the picture above for yourself. Reply to comment, I bet he is definitely a handsome guy. Reply to comment, yes, I also feel that he has a good temperament, amazing. Reply to comment, the voice is also super nice, so crisp. Reply to comment, it's a pity that he married young, so angry. The movie is still pretty good. There are 3D and 2D versions of this. The 3D version has ended, and now it is a 2D version. If it is 3D, the viewing effect will be better. After eating, they just kept holding hands, the woman leaning on the man's shoulder. My boyfriend, where are you? Children's movies are usually not too long. And the plot is not bad. The children in the theater are all laughing and shouting, including the four treasures. After the movie ended, Lin Feng opened the bag. Here, throw the garbage here. She has good parents. She knows not to throw garbage around. After leaving the theater, Lin Feng smiled and asked the children, is the movie good? The four treasures answered in unison, it's good. If there are good movies in the future, Mom and Dad will bring you to watch them together, okay? Yes, yes. The little girl who came out of the theater posted to her moments again and again. Come on, let me show you what good looks are. A 9-square grid with all the raw photos posted. Comment, damn, this couple is so good looking. The children also take after their parents in terms of looks? Reply, yes, yes, they are very good looking. I just passed by and took a look. The mother didn't wear any makeup. Her skin and temperament are super good. Comment, I have been waiting for the live broadcast and finally got something. Not bad. Reply, first, in memory of you. Comment, haha, as a single dog, don't you feel heartbroken? Reply, get out of here. You said it as if you are not a single dog. Comment, I just want to know, is the movie good? What story does it tell? Reply, what movie? Does it matter? Isn't it nice to watch people show their love? Comment, it's a pity that I didn't go with you today. I have never come across such good looks. What a pity. Reply, put away your fantasies. They are married, stupid. B. Comment, you have 2 dogs, one for you and one for you. You have a bunch of aces, and you have a bunch of aces. Horizontal ellipsis. Chapter 393 Miraculous Medicine Soup. After watching the movie, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the children for a walk. They will wait until the long vacation is over before going back. During this period, the 3 treasures will study here. Liu Qing said before that she would go back to Micheng, but unexpectedly she went back to Shanghai. Because her father-in-law was sick, the family of 3 came to see him. Look, they met in the mall. The mother and daughter watched the movie after 6 o'clock. Liu Qing smiled and asked, how was the movie? Was it good? Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, not bad, the children liked it very much. What about you? How is your father-in-law? Speaking of this, the smile on Liu Qing's face gradually disappeared, and she sighed. Don't mention it, my father-in-law fell this time, causing numbness on half of his body. I guess he has to use a wheelchair. Zhang Yuxi frowned, now a fall can be serious. Liu Qing hesitated to speak, and her tone was complaining. If it was just a simple fall, there would be nothing to say, but it just happened. What happened? Liu Qing sighed heavily, my father-in-law is a drunkard, addicted to alcohol. We have tried everything, but nothing worked, and he wouldn't listen to us. It was because of this that we chose to move out and start our own business after we got married. This time, we thought it was because he got up at night, but who would have thought? That day, my mother-in-law went back to her hometown to do some work, and he went out to drink with his friends while my mother-in-law was not at home. After drinking, he went home to get up at night, and went to the wrong toilet in a daze, and slipped. He told the truth only after something happened. The main thing is that my mother-in-law doesn't want to serve him now. I have taken care of him for a few days and am going to hire a nurse. When mentioning this, Liu Qing's brows did not relax. Tell me, you are in your 50s, and you are so stubborn and still do your own thing. My mother-in-law kept this a secret because she was embarrassed. Zhang Yuxi didn't know what to say. Zhang Fuiong and Lin Dashan also like to drink, but they listen to advice and their wives can control them. Now that life is better, they drink only occasionally for social events. Most of the time, they just have a few drinks, which is not a big problem. When encountering such things, it is a headache to hear. Fortunately, the problem is not big, as long as no one is injured. Liu Qing sighed, we think so too, otherwise what can we do? The two of them chatted, and Lin Feng took a few children to eat snacks. Xianchen said while eating, my grandpa is sick, he fell and was hospitalized. When they heard about the hospital, the faces of the 4 treasures changed slightly. Erbao shook his shoulders and said, then he must have an injection, and the injection is painful. Sibao frowned, then he must have to drink bitter medicine. Once Zhang Yuxi had a slight cough, so in order not to affect the class and infect the children, he drank the granules. Sibao thought it was delicious and accused Zhang Yuxi of eating alone. Zhang Yuxi had no choice but to let him taste it, which scared Sibao away. This granule is not like some cold granules, which are sweet and very bitter. Xianqian nodded. Yes, you need to take a lot of medicine and get a lot of injections. I've seen it. It was almost time, and Liu Qing and her daughter were going to see a movie. Goodbye. We'll play later. Xianqian waved her little hand and said. After returning, Zhang Yuxi saw Zhao Lizian and Zhang Fuiong sitting on the sofa, so she told them about this. It was mainly for Zhang Fuiong to listen to, so that he would take it as a warning and drink less in the future. Sanbao looked at Zhang Fuiong worriedly. Grandpa, you can only drink a little bit of wine, not too much? Dabao followed and said, if you drink too much and fall down, you have to go to the hospital for injections and take medicine. It's terrible. Erbao put his hands on his hips and said in a little adult tone, in the future, we must supervise Grandpa and not let him drink. Sibao also said, yes, supervise Grandpa, don't drink. Grandma can't drink either. The couple felt warm in their hearts. Zhang Fuiong touched this little radish head and that little radish head lovingly. They said repeatedly, okay, Grandpa will quit drinking in the future. Otherwise, wouldn't it be a waste of the kindness of my grandchildren? Zhao Lizian praised the children, you will be supervisors in the future. The four treasures answered in unison, okay. Zhao Lizian said with relief, our little grandchildren have grown up and know how to care and love others. Grandpa and Grandma's love for you is not in vain. After the children went to play by themselves, Zhao Lizian gave her husband a cold look. Did you hear me? If you drink in the future, I will complain to my grandchildren. Zhang Fuiong smiled rarely. Don't be like this, I already drink very little, and I'm not a heavy drinker. Zhao Lizian said lightly, you drink less, but every time you drink, you get drunk and pass out. Anyway, if you drink without restraint in the future, I will tell on you. Laoan has already started to quit smoking and drinking this year. At your age, don't bother with it and take good care of yourself. Zhang Fuiong sighed and said helplessly, okay, I will listen to you in the future, okay. Zhao Lizian asked back, if you don't listen to me, who will you listen to? Zhang Fuiong. In the next few days, Sanbao went to learn piano with Zhang Yuxi in the morning and came back after dinner in the evening. I gave the medicine soup you brought to Lao Miao, and his throat was more than half better. How did you make that soup? Can you tell me? Lin Feng smiled, no problem, I will write down the steps and send them to you later. Miao Lang's wife's tone was full of gratitude. Thank you. He has had this old illness for many years. He has taken all kinds of medicine, but none of them worked as well as your soup. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng wrote down the steps for making the soup, then took a photo and sent it to Zhang Yuxi. Let Zhang Yuxi show it to Miao Lang's wife. After lunch, Lin Feng took the children to take a nap. After getting up, he decided to go to the toy city with the children. He was the only one who knew about this toy city, and it took half an hour to drive there. Toy City, as the name suggests, is full of toys. They already know a lot of words, and when they saw the 3 words Toy City, they jumped for joy. Before Lin Feng took them in, he made a statement, you can only buy 2 toys. The 4 treasures answered in unison, got it. Toy City is simply an ocean of happiness for children. The dazzling array of toys made them dazzled, and they wanted to buy them all home. Even Lin Feng was dazzled by the sight. Tell me, why do children like to play nowadays? Isn't it because there are too many toys? Mobile games, table games, and modern toys. If it were me, I would definitely like to play. With so many interesting toys, who can resist? Lin Feng led them, as if they were walking through a maze. If it weren't for the safety rope, these 3 huskies would definitely not let go. After reaching the 2nd floor, there are rechargeable cars, airplanes, and 1-meter-high robots. Intelligent, can sing, recite ancient poems, etc., and can also do some simple movements. For example, stretch out your hand, nod, etc. The price is 2004. Seeing that Dabao couldn't walk after staring, Lin Feng suggested. How about this, let's look around again. If there's nothing suitable, come back to buy it. Dabao nodded, and said with a tone of disappointment that could not hide, okay. After all, everyone only has 2 chances to buy, so you have to seize it well. The owner of the store got anxious when he heard it. Don't go, kid, this is the last one in our store. When you come back later, maybe it will be bought by other kids. Dabao was even more reluctant to leave. Dad, what if this one is gone? Lin Feng looked forward, no, let's go. Dabao hesitated for a moment, and although he was very reluctant, he didn't insist. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Look, isn't there one in front?" Dabao is no longer worried. Several people went to the top floor. The toys here are all branded goods, and those downstairs can't compare with this one. Lin Feng came to the Lego. He wanted to choose one that Dabao was interested in and that was not too complicated to assemble. Finally, he chose one that could be operated by installing a battery robot. Dabao's eyes lit up. "I want this, Dad. I want this." "The price is not cheap." Lin Feng handed it to the boss. "Boss, pack this up." It seems that only Dabao likes the fun of assembling. Even Sanbao, who is as delicate as him, is not interested in assembling. Every baby returned with a full load. Chapter 394 Dabao's Talent. As soon as they got home, the four children started playing with their new toys. Zhao Lizian came back early today, and it was rare to see her busy in the kitchen. However, Lin Feng was shocked by this. "Mom, let me do it." Zhao Lizian smiled and said, "As long as I don't move the casserole, the kitchen won't explode. I feel really bad that you cook as soon as you come home. Let me cook today." Zhao Lizian's cooking skills are not very good, but she is not completely incompetent. Otherwise, what will they eat without an aunt at home? Go and play with the children. They are calling you. It was Dabao who called Lin Feng. Because the instruction manual was in a foreign language, Dabao only knew some simple words. After reading it, Lin Feng said to Dabao, "Dad will translate the foreign language for you." After translating for 20 minutes, Dabao lay beside him, pouting his little butt and reading. Lin Feng asked while translating, "Dabao, Daddy is going to the kitchen to cook in a while. Can you try to assemble it yourself?" "Sure. If you encounter any problems, you can call Daddy." "Okay. Here, these are the steps that Daddy translated. Look at this assembly." "Okay. Thank you, Daddy." "You're welcome, baby." Arriving in the kitchen, Zhao Lizian was slowly chopping vegetables, and the electric pressure cooker was steaming rice. She had already mixed a fungus with cold sauce, and the next step was to heat up the dishes. "Go and accompany the children." Lin Feng explained his purpose. "Let me see if Dabao can complete the assembly independently without me." Slowly, Lin Feng went from being an assistant to being the head chef. Zhao Lizian sighed. "After a few years, I started to really think about cooking. I can recite a few of the health-preserving meal sets by myself, but I can't give them to my grandson and son-in-law. The meal is ready, just waiting for Zhang Yuxi and Sanbao to come back." Lin Feng washed his hands and went to see how Dabao had assembled the dishes. "Dabao, do you need Daddy's help?" "Thank you, Daddy, but I don't need it." "Okay, then call Daddy when you need it." "Okay." In the evening, Zhang Fuiong and Zhang Yuxi arrived home one after another. Although Sanbao didn't go with them this time. But everyone, including Lin Feng, picked out a toy for them. The little ones pulled Sanbao and talked about what they saw and heard in the toy city with great interest. Sanbao listened quietly with a smile on his face. When Sanbao was alone, Lin Feng asked him, "Do you like the toys we bought?" Sanbao said seriously, "Yes." He didn't have a favorite toy, as long as it was fun. Some of these toys were not what he liked, but they were all gifts. So, he was really happy. Dabao finished his meal the fastest and ran away. "I'm going to build transformers, you guys take your time to eat, bye." When it was time to go to bed, Dabao was still lying on the small table and building seriously. Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to take the children upstairs to sleep, and he stayed with Dabao. Sanbao was already sleepy after dinner. He is the one who usually sleeps the most. Today, Erbao and the others are also tired, so they go to bed early. "Come and say good night to your brother." "Good night, brother, go to bed early." "Good night, Dad, go to bed early." Dabao waved his hand. Brother and sister should go to bed obediently. "Good night, Mom." "Good night, Grandpa and Grandma." Zhang Yuxi kissed Dabao. "If you are tired, go to bed early. If you really can't finish the assembly, it doesn't matter if you leave it for tomorrow." Dabao answered obediently, "Okay, Mom." Everyone left. The father and son sat around the small table, and Lin Feng estimated. At this speed, it will probably take another hour and a half. Lin Feng touched Dabao's head. "Good boy." Dabao looked at the time, pursed his lips and said, "Dad, you go to bed. Dad will accompany you." Dabao looked at Lin Feng. "I will speed up." Lin Feng smiled. Dad is not in a hurry. Finally, an hour later, Dabao finished the assembly. The excitement on his face was beyond words. Lin Feng took out the battery, Let's install the battery and see if the robot can run. If it runs, it means that Dabeo has assembled it successfully and the gears are turning. After the battery is installed, the robot starts to run. Dabeo was so excited that he danced with joy. Dad, am I awesome? Lin Feng was sincerely proud of Dabeo. Awesome. Dabeo liked the result of his hard work very much, and he was happy to show it to Zhang Yuxi. Dad, we have to show it to Mom. Lin Feng smiled and said, okay, but we have to see if Mom is asleep. If Mom is asleep, we won't disturb her. We'll show it to her tomorrow when she wakes up, okay? Dabeo was a little reluctant, but still nodded. Okay. Zhang Yuxi was not asleep and met the father and son at the stairs. I was just about to come over to see if you guys were done. Dabeo exclaimed and took Zhang Yuxi's hand and went downstairs. Mom. Come and see, I finished assembling it. Zhang Yuxi glanced at Lin Feng. Really? Dabeo is so amazing. Did Dad help? Lin Feng quickly said, I didn't help, Dabeo did it all by himself. Zhang Yuxi kissed her son's forehead heavily and gave him a thumbs up. Dabeo, you are awesome. Coming to the small table, Dabeo showed Zhang Yuxi the fruits of his labor. Zhang Yuxi exclaimed, wow, this is so complicated, even if I ask Mom to assemble it, I may not be able to do it. Dabeo raised his chin happily. Is Dabeo amazing? Not just amazing. Super, super, super amazing. Dabeo fell asleep contentedly, but Lin Feng was thinking about something. You said Dabeo is very good at hands-on work. Do you want him to learn something? We can't just keep assembling toys like this. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Yes, now the children are all grown up, and their interests and hobbies are gradually revealed. The couple chatted, and Zhang Yuxi slapped her forehead. Oh, there's one more thing I want to tell you. The reason she didn't sleep was actually because of this. What is it? Should we buy a positioning phone watch for the children? Sure. After a pause, Lin Feng said, but I don't know if the school allows the children to wear it. No children in the middle class wore it. Zhang Yuxi smiled lightly. If the teacher doesn't allow us to wear it, we can wear it when we go out. The children are older, and it's not convenient to get a safety rope. Lin Feng nodded. You're right, then I'll take the children to buy one tomorrow. Sanbao has to go to class, so I'll choose one for her. If she doesn't like it, I'll change it. That should be okay, right? Chapter 395 The Baby's Phone Calls. The next day, Zhang Yuxi and Sanbao went to class. In the afternoon, Raymond Lam took the children to buy phone watches. Now all the major brands are available, and Raymond Lam learned some about them online. He does not think that more functions are better. The children are still young, so there is no need to use so many functions. It is enough to be able to make calls, locate, and be waterproof. This is the most basic, so I bought a standard version. There are various styles, such as Ultraman, Superman, and Disney characters. Nowadays, children are the main consumer group in the world today, and a phone watch is so varied. Raymond Lam took a photo of the style and sent it to Zhang Yuxi, asking Sanbao to choose one. Dabeo chose a transformer shell, Erbao a pink little princess, Sibao an Ultraman, and Sanbao chose a yellow one with a violin on it, which is a very beautiful style. The boss opened a card for each child and told them how to use it. How to make a call, how to send a voice message, how to locate, etc. Raymond Lam had to download an app. The children couldn't put down the phone watch and found it very interesting. Raymond Lam entered the phone numbers of himself, Zhang Yuxi, and other people familiar to the children. Sibao pretended to call Zhang Yuxi. You can't call Mom now, Mom and Sanbao are busy. Sibao immediately called Zhao Lizhan, then I'll call Grandma. Erbao said quickly, then I'll call Grandma. Sibao dialed the phone, and Zhao Lizhan's voice came from the other end. Hello, who is this? Sibao smiled, guess who I am? Zhao Lizhan couldn't guess it for a moment. You are. I am. Zhao Lizhan vaguely heard Lin Feng's voice. Such a naughty voice, who else could it be but Sibao? Are you Sibao? Sibao was delighted. Yes, yes, Grandma is so smart, she guessed it right away, so amazing. Zhao Lizhan asked with a smile, is this Sibao's phone? Yes, yes, Dad bought us all phone watches, just like watches, you can make calls, send voice messages, and locate. So magical, then show it to Grandma later, okay. Okay, okay. Then hang up, Sibao goodbye. Grandma goodbye. On this side, Erbao imitated Joe Killen in a phone call. Erbao deliberately pinched his voice and asked, "Guess who I am?" This confused Joe Killen. "Who are you?" Erbao smiled and said, "It's me. I don't know me? Have you forgot me?" Erbao has some acting skills, and his voice sounded so good that Joe Killen couldn't tell whether it was true or not. Joe Killen frowned. "Who are you?" Erbao said again, "Me, I don't even know me." Pa. Joe Killen hung up the phone as a prank. Erbao. I don't know if he was sad or happy, he didn't recognize me. I called again, and this time Erbao didn't have to pinch his throat. "Grandma, it's me." Joe Killen knew whose voice it was at once. "Erbao? Is it you? Whose phone did you use to call?" Erbao hummed and said, "This is Erbao's own phone watch. You called just now too." "Yes, Grandma didn't even know it was me." "How could Grandma know when you talk like that?" "Aziagwe is great. He called Grandma as soon as he got a phone." "That's great. I can call Grandma often in the future." Okay. Sibao called Lin Ji. Sibao and Lin Ji have the best relationship among the babies. Lin Ji didn't go back to Micheng during the long vacation this time. He and Chen Miao took this opportunity to do tutoring to earn money. At this time, Lin Ji just came out of his student's house. He was a little confused when he received the call from the Magic City. "Hello. Excuse me, who are you?" Sibao chuckled. "It's me, Uncle Lin Ji." Sibao. Lin Ji was surprised. "Sibao? Why are you in Shanghai? Are you with Mom and Dad?" "Yes, we are all at Grandma's place." "Where is Uncle Lin Ji?" "Uncle Lin Ji is in Beijing." "When will you come home?" "Sibao misses you." "I will be back during the Chinese New Year." "Will Sibao come home during the Chinese New Year?" "Yes." "Then let's meet during the Chinese New Year." "Is this my brother's new number?" "No, it's my number. Uncle Lin Ji can save it and call me later." "Your phone number? Did you buy a mobile phone?" "No, it's a smartwatch." Lin Ji slapped his forehead. "Yes. Nowadays, children all use smartwatches, which are easy to use and true, and have a positioning system." The two chatted for a while, and Sibao hung up the phone reluctantly. Lin Feng finished his work here and called them to go home. "Okay, let's go home first, we are still outside now." When they got home, the four babies started scrambling to make calls again. Lin Feng sent out the cell phone numbers of the four treasures in the family group. They are calling everywhere now, and they may disturb everyone. As everyone chatted, they talked about the Chinese New Year. Lin Ji originally planned not to come back for the Chinese New Year. He wanted to take advantage of the winter vacation to run a tutoring studio with Chen Miao and others. The tone of the four treasures' thoughtfulness today moved Lin Ji. "If you promise to go back to Micheng, then go back. Then set up a tutoring class in Micheng and study with Chen Miao. After Sanbao came back, he put on his yellow watch as soon as possible. "Thank you, Dad." "You're welcome. Do you like it?" "I like it." Lin Feng told Sanbao how to use it. Sanbao is smart and can do it as soon as he is told. Sanbao happily went to make a phone call. The first call was to Miao Lang. "Grandpa, this is Sanbao. My mother and I are home." Miao Lang was stunned and said with a smile, "Oh, it's Sanbao. Why did you think of calling Grandpa?" "Grandpa, this is my mobile phone number. Dad bought me a smartphone watch today. It's so beautiful." "Really? Can you bring it to Grandpa tomorrow to see it?" "No problem, I thought so too." Miao Lang is not as strict as he was when he was young, when he was teaching his apprentices. Instead, he treats Sanbao like his granddaughter. After Sanbao hung up the phone, he called Lin Dashan again. Anyway, he was busy and happy. Chapter 396, Master of Keeping Balance. In a blink of an eye, the holiday is over. The family took a plane back to Yangcheng. Life in Yangcheng is no different from before. If there is any difference, it is that the children's personalities are much more cheerful than before. After class, Lin Feng will listen to the phone calls from the children. Report on their studies and daily life today. "Dad, we ate egg tarts today. Others ate one, and I ate two." "Well, if you are hungry and it's not enough, tell the teacher, don't be embarrassed, okay?" "Dad, today Shai Anshan said that my phone watch is beautiful. She also wants to buy one, and asked me how much it costs." "Well, great, our Sanbao's is really beautiful." Because of the phone watch, once get out of class is over, Lin Feng will receive calls from the children. Not only her, but also Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi can only answer when it is convenient. After all, she has to go to class, how can she answer? After a while, she looked at her mobile phone and saw many missed calls, and felt guilty. Husband, when you send the children to school tomorrow, ask the teacher for the class schedule. Okay. With a class schedule, Zhang Yuxi will call them when they are out of class if she doesn't answer the call. In a blink of an eye, a semester slipped through our fingers. Time flies so fast. It's time to hold another parent-teacher meeting to talk about the holidays. Teacher Li said, this semester, the child has grown 1 year older. He is much more sensible than when he was in the small class. He also knows to keep records in class. Because the weather was not good this year, the autumn sports meeting was not held successfully. There is really nothing we can do about it. I hope parents can understand. We looked at the weather forecast and it will be sunny in January, so we asked parents if we want to hold a sports meeting. If you agree, parents who are willing to sign up will participate with their children. We made this decision because the children have been asking us to hold a sports meeting and they have been looking forward to it. They often ask me, Teacher Li, when can we hold a sports meeting? Tell me, how can I answer this? More than half of the parents think it can be held. It was originally scheduled to start in December, but it rained lightly and it was cloudy and windy for a month. The school had contacted the stadium before, but the athletes wanted to use it, so we had to give up. Teacher Li read the names and another teacher took notes. Are there any other parents who want to attend? If not, then for those parents who want to attend, we will still buy the costumes according to the previous statistics. We have set the time for January 7th, and the venue is at the school. Parents, please don't forget. I will call everyone before the 7th to inform them. When the parents told the children the good news, they were all very happy. Children just like to play. And this time, they performed a set of martial arts, which they have practiced for a long time. And the clothes they ordered are all martial arts clothes. Teacher Li showed them and they are very beautiful, so they are looking forward to it. Zhang Yuxi was also happy to hear the news. That's good, so that the children don't look forward to it too much. On the 3rd, the performance clothes arrived and the parents came to the school to pick them up. Go home and wash them, and they can wear them on the 7th. As soon as the clothes were collected, the babies couldn't wait to put them on and try them out. Sibeo posed and asked, Dad, am I handsome? Lin Feng smiled, our son is super handsome. This time the school also equipped the children with a soft sword, and the 3 huskies loved it. The 4 children demonstrated the movements to Raymond Lamb together. The movements were simple but beautiful, and the couple clapped their hands after the performance. On this day, they arrived at school at 7:30 according to the teacher's schedule. Each class performed different programs, and the costumes and props were also different. The 4 children thought their clothes were the coolest. This time, in order to suit the occasion, Raymond Lamb tied 2 buns for Erbeo and Sanbeo. He also tied a red ribbon to match the color of the clothes, which looked energetic and cute. The personality differentiation between Erbeo and Sanbeo is becoming more and more obvious. Erbeo is lively and cheerful, and Sanbeo is quiet and well-behaved, which can be distinguished from their looks. One is quiet and the other is active, standing next to Raymond Lamb, so beautiful. But when they came out of makeup, Raymond Lamb couldn't help but hold his forehead. The blush was still flying, and the little face looked festive and energetic. The same is true for boys. The parents are also experienced people. They took the children's small chairs downstairs and sat down one by one in the designated area. The territory of the middle class is different from the small class last time. This time it is farther away from the stage. Teacher Li said that their class 1 was the first to perform on stage, so they must move quickly. This time, their class was not selected for another performance, so it was the turn of other classes. Less than 5 minutes after sitting, the familiar sports meeting music sounded. The children who were preparing to perform had lined up and were waiting to go on stage. The school gave a speech and the autumn sports meeting officially began. The host read it on the stage. The first to appear are the children of Class 1. They brought us a martial arts performance of Little Martial Arts. We warmly welcome. I saw all the children in Class 1, shouting and running into the venue. Then they lined up in formation. The music started to sound when they rushed in. The song was very nice and the lyrics were catchy. The children sang along while waving their swords. There were only a few movements over and over again, and they were not complicated. Dabeo and Sabeo had practiced taekwondo, so they were much tougher than other children in the class, and their expression management was also in place. At this time, all the children ran to one side, leaving only Dabeo and Sibeo in the middle. Hey, are they going to use their big moves? I saw Dabeo and Sibeo do a side kick, followed by a spinning kick, and their moves were so cool. Especially Sibeo standing in the middle, he was cool and cute, with a serious face. After the two of them completed the moves perfectly, they began to repeat the previous moves. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were both a little confused. When the teacher was teaching the children, he did not send the video to the group. He did not ask parents to supervise the babies to practice at home. They did not know that Dabeo and Sibeo had additional moves, and they thought they were so cool. Zhang Yuxi grabbed Lin Feng's hand. Honey, the babies are so great. This time, not only Dabeo and Sibeo performed outstandingly, but Erbeo and Sanbeo were not left behind. At the end, they shouted ha in unison, and the show ended perfectly. The sound was so loud that it shocked people. The children left the stage one after another, and then went back to the class from the back. Zhang Yuxi hugged Sibeo and kissed him fiercely. Sibeo, you are great, you looked so handsome just now. Zhang Yuxi's eyes sparkled. How did you do it? Great. Sibeo's expression was so proud, because I can. Zhang Yuxi hugged Dabeo behind her. Our Dabeo was also great today, so handsome. Mommy has recorded it and will send it to Grandpa and Grandma later. Lin Feng hugged Sanbeo. Are you tired? Sanbeo shook his head with a flushed face. No. Daddy, is Sanbeo handsome? Lin Feng looked admiring. Very handsome. The four children are their darlings. He tried his best to be a master of keeping things balanced and take good care of each child. Chapter 397 Sports Games. Next, it was the other classes that performed, until the last class of Senior 3 finished. Before, each class was active in its own area. But after the holiday, the school took the opportunity to renovate, and some places were occupied. This time, they performed sports programs according to the order of the draw. The first one was the second grade class, and the sports program was to catch the ball. They walked while dribbling the ball, and the little cuties were so cute. Some were worried that their team would lose, so they ran with the ball. Some couldn't hit the ball and cried. Some were dribbling away from the route without knowing it. Some liked the ball and had fun playing by themselves. In short, there was no end to the jokes. Next was the first grade class. The program they brought was the fierce dragon crossing the river. After a run-up, they went through the tunnel, one after another, similar to a relay race. The group that was faster at the end was the winner. Some programs require parents to participate, such as the small class dribbling the ball. With parents around, children will feel safe. The parents of the first grade class played a supporting role, such as handing things to the children, cheering and so on. Next was the second grade class, and they brought a program called pitching pot. Each child had 6 sticks, 3 small sticks in a group, and threw twice. There was a vase not far away, and the group that threw more would win. There were also parents interspersed in the program, and the hope of winning was all on them. The next program, some of which were mainly sports, and some were mainly performances. All of them made the parents and children in the audience happy. Next was the first grade class to prepare. The performance did not draw 2 programs, but there were 2 games to play in this session. The first was a relay race. The second was a game of eagle catching chickens. In the relay race, the children stood in one team and the parents stood in another team, and the 2 groups competed. Because 2 parents were missing, Teacher Li and another teacher in the class took over. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were divided into different groups again without any surprise. When the whistle sounded, the children and parents started running. This time, the parents had the experience of the last time, and they all wore sports shoes. Lin Feng's legs are so long that he reached the other side in the blink of an eye. The parents behind him were confused and full of questions. The team was already a little behind, but with Lin Feng's help, the gap was widened. Sanbeo rushed forward with a baton, and suddenly fell down. The couple who had already finished the race gasped and saw Sanbeo get up and continue running. He didn't seem to be injured. After Sanbeo finished running, Lin Feng came over and asked with concern, "Are you okay?" Sanbeo shook his head and smiled sweetly. "Nothing, it just hurts a little." At this time, Zhang Yuxi also rushed over. "Are you okay? Sanbeo? Are you hurt? Let mommy see." Sanbeo hugged Zhang Yuxi. "It's okay, mom, it just hurts a little." It's not an exaggeration to say that Sanbeo is the apple of the eye of the family. Look, Her brothers and sisters came to ask about her concern after running. Even Teacher Lee came over to ask her if she was okay. Sanbeo just said it was a little painful, and jumped back and forth to show that she was fine. Next, it was the game of eagle catching chickens. Lin Feng was the chicken mother because he was the tallest. Teacher Lee was the eagle, and the children and parents were the chicks. Because the children were still very young, if they were interspersed, some of them would get hurt. Therefore, the parents were the first to line up behind Lin Feng, and after the parents finished lining up, the children came next. The children became a little tail. The teacher said loudly, "The game has begun." As a result, after a minute, she didn't catch any chicks. Because the mother chicken reacted too quickly, she caught a whole minute and didn't catch any chicks. There was no choice but to call 2 other teachers to play together. 3 eagles, let's see how the mother chicken protects. Lin Feng suddenly felt that he seemed to be a little too serious before, so he let it go this time. Next, the chickens began to be caught one after another. The whole playground was filled with the laughter and screams of children and parents. Finally, the mother chicken had no babies left, and the game was over. The teachers, children and parents were all exhausted. But everyone's face was filled with smiles. Lin Feng took out a water cup from his backpack and let the 4 treasures drink in small sips. When it was Sanbeo's turn, her little face wrinkled up, and she drank a few sips of water. "Dad, it hurts here." She pointed to her knee. Lin Feng hurriedly checked and found that her knee was scratched and had a small wound. Lin Feng took out iodine, cotton swabs and band-aids from his backpack. "Bear it, Dad will disinfect it for you and put on a band-aid." Sanbeo pursed her lips. "Okay." She continued, "Dad, Sanbeo will be more careful next time." Lin Feng whispered, "Dad doesn't mean to blame you. Sanbeo was super good today." Sanbeo smiled sweetly. Erbeo coaxed Sanbeo, "Don't be afraid, it doesn't hurt." Everyone watched nervously. Zhang Yuxi reminded, "Husband, be gentle." "Okay." Lin Feng gently wiped Sanbeo's wound and put a band-aid on her. "Okay, it's okay." Sanbeo breathed a sigh of relief. "Thank you, Dad." Teacher Lee came over. "What's wrong with Sanbeo?" "Just scratched a little skin, I put a band-aid on her." The teacher asked Sanbeo with concern, "Sanbeo, does it hurt?" "No, teacher." "So brave." Lin Feng has always taken good care of the children, and the children have the blessing of the protective barrier. There has been almost no bumps. After a while, Lin Feng asked, "Sanbeo, does it still hurt?" Sanbeo shook his head, "No." The sports meeting ended after the school's speech. Before leaving, Teacher Lee was reluctant to leave these children. Dabeo said, "Teacher Lee, we have a phone watch. If we miss you, we will call you." Sibeo said, Yes, the teacher misses us and can call us too." Erbeo was the sweetest, "Teacher Lee, I can't bear to leave you." The other children also said that they couldn't bear to leave Teacher Lee, which made the parents feel very relieved. Chapter 398 First Separation. On the second day of the holiday, Lin Feng held a family meeting. The situation is like this. Sanbeo is going to learn music from Grandpa Miao, while Dabeo and Sabeo have taekwondo classes and will take exams soon. Erbeo's handicraft class is not over yet. So, Dad decided to let Mom and Sanbeo go back to Shanghai to learn music from Grandpa Miao first, and come back after our class is over. Sanbeo's music class was not over yet, and Lin Feng communicated with him. Follow Miao Lang's pace, and wait for Sanbeo to return to Yangchang, and then teach according to the progress. Lin Feng looked at Erbeo. If Erbeo wants to go with Mom and sister, it's okay. Come over when Dad and Dabeo and Sabeo are done. Erbeo said she would follow Lin Feng because she was not interested in music. Lin Feng nodded. "Do you have any objections to this arrangement?" Everyone said they had no objections. Since there is no objection, the flight is this afternoon. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi packed their things, and the children said goodbye in the living room. So far, this is the first time they have parted. How can they bear to part? Sanbeo has always been a Buddhist, because he is not impulsive, and many problems can be solved. For him, it's not like they can't meet, so there's no need to do this. But he felt warm in his heart. Dabeo gave his transformer to Sanbeo temporarily. "Sister, it's me, let it accompany you in the future." Sibeo and Erbeo thought it was a good idea. Sibeo took out a 1-meter Tuala Ultraman. "Sister, think of this as me accompanying you." Erbeo gave her a favorite doll. "Sister, This is my favorite doll. You have to protect it well, and remember to braid her hair." So the three huskies went upstairs and asked Lin Feng to pack the toys. Lin Feng was moved by their friendship, and looked at the 1-meter tall Ultraman, and he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "This one is too big, let's change it to a smaller one." Sibeo reluctantly agreed and took a smaller one. Lin Feng touched his head lovingly. "Good boy." Originally, they used a small suitcase, and after they had toys, they had to change to a slightly larger one. This was the first time the four treasures were separated, and Lin Feng drove Zhang Yuxi and Sanbei to the airport. At first, the children didn't think anything of it. It was night. The children missed their mother and Sanbei. Erbeo called Zhang Yuxi. Mom, have you and your sister arrived?" "We've arrived." "Did Erbeo eat?" "Yes." "Did you eat?" "We ate too." "Then I'll hang up. Mom should take good care of herself over there." "Thank you for your concern, Erbeo." "You too. During the time when Mom is away, eat and sleep well." "Yes." "Then goodbye, Mom." "Goodbye, baby." Zhang Yuxi waited for a few seconds, and seeing that Erbeo didn't hang up, she smiled and said, "Baby, why don't you hang up?" Erbeo's soft and sticky voice came, "Mom will hang up first." Zhang Yuxi's heart was burned by something. "You want Mom to hang up first?" "Well, Mom will hang up first." "Okay." Zhang Yuxi waited for a few seconds again, and seeing that Erbeo didn't hang up this time, her heart softened. Mom hung up. "Okay." This time, Zhang Yuxi hung up reluctantly. Erbeo had a look of loss on his face, and then called Sanbei. "Sanbei, have you eaten?" "Yes, have you eaten?" "I have too." "Do you miss me?" "Yes. I miss Sanbei. I can go play with Sanbei after I'm done with this." "Okay." "Sanbei, you must study hard." "Yes." Sibeo came over and shouted, "Sister, I miss you. My Ultraman, you must take good care of him." Dabeo also shouted, "Don't forget my Transformers." After hanging up the phone, the children cheered up again. They will meet again. On the other side, Zhang Yuxi found pajamas for Sanbei. "Sanbei, have you washed your feet?" Sanbei came out of the bathroom. "Do you want Mom to change your pajamas for you?" Sanbei shook his head. "Thank you, Mom, I can do it myself." "Okay, Mom will go downstairs to drink a glass of water. You can put on your clothes by yourself, and call Mom if you need anything." "Okay, Mom." 10 minutes later, Zhang Yuxi estimated that Sanbei had changed into pajamas. Sure enough, Sanbei was already lying down. There were Transformers, Ultraman and Barbie dolls lying beside him. Sanbei also covered them with a small blanket, and Zhang Yuxi smiled knowingly. "Good night, Sanbei." "Good night, Mom." After Sanbei fell asleep, Zhang Yuxi secretly took a photo of the scene and sent it to Lin Feng. She also talked about the heartwarming scene of her phone call with Erbeo. After the children fell asleep, the couple sent text messages. They just left, but they couldn't help missing each other. The next day, after packing up the babies, Lin Feng showed them Sanbei's photos and told them that Sanbei was very good to their toys. It also indirectly showed that he cherished their feelings. Taekwondo and handicrafts both started in the afternoon. So in the morning, Lin Feng took them to the gym, played basketball, etc. Sibeo versus Lin Feng, whoever scores more goals wins. Lin Feng's backboard is of normal height, and there is a lifting backboard specially designed for babies. Occasionally, Lin Feng will take them to play basketball, table tennis, etc. There are all kinds of equipment for adults and children here, including golf balls. The children all dabbled in it, and since they had drunk the nutrient solution twice, they were quite talented in sports. Sibeo was especially active and energetic since he was a child. He was really talented in sports. Even the Taekwondo coach said that Sibeo was talented, but his comprehension ability was not as strong as Dabeo's. Erbeo played for a while and then stood aside to watch. This time, the three Huskies won and Lin Feng lost a round. The children happily circled around Lin Feng. Sibeo was like an athlete, spreading his arms and clenching his fists, screaming, "Ah, we won." Seeing this scene, Lin Feng couldn't help but laugh. "Do you want to learn martial arts?" The three Huskies heard it and their ears moved. "Learning martial arts, right? Will we become very powerful?" Lin Feng thought for a while. "You can say that on the one hand, it can strengthen the body, and on the other hand, it can protect the most important people. But practicing martial arts is very hard. I'm afraid you can't bear it. He had this idea at the beginning, but the reason he persuaded him to give up later was that the children were too young. They have poor comprehension and cannot judge for themselves. And I don't want to impose some ideas on them. As the children grow up, they have their own comprehension and right to choose. Lin Feng wants to hear their ideas and opinions. The three huskies said that there is no problem. Boys are obsessed with those flying over eaves and walls, cool fighting, and fantasize that they can be so powerful one day. Lin Feng can understand. Thinking back to the time, I watched a certain hero and imitated the characters in the movie, wearing a blanket and holding a wooden sword. I thought I was a hero who was invincible in the world. Look, Dabao and Sabao occasionally see fighting in the movie, and they have to learn to make gestures. They want to be heroes, and Erbao wants to be a heroine. This time, Lin Feng felt that the time was about right, so he asked them what they thought. Lin Feng looked at them very seriously. This can't be compared with Taekwondo. Learning martial arts is very, very hard, and you have to practice and persist for 10 years. The three huskies looked at each other. The first one to express his opinion was Sabao. Dad, I'm fine. Erbao also expressed his opinion. I can do it, too. Dabao also nodded. Dabao can do it, too. Lin Feng was relieved that they were not afraid of hard work. Dad will have to ask someone for advice on this matter. We'll see when the time comes. But you still have to learn Taekwondo. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 399 Godmother is here. After lunch, all three babies fell asleep. After waking up from a nap, Lin Feng took Dabao and Sabao to learn Taekwondo, and then accompanied Erbao to do handicrafts. The theme of this handicraft is soft gold thread, which looks very beautiful. This time, the teacher asked the children to make a peacock with soft gold thread. The teacher's finished product is very, very beautiful. After seeing it, people can't help but want to collect it. After all, how can you be a teacher without two brushes? After a semester of study, the difficulty of children in handicrafts is getting greater day by day. They have learned a lot of tools when they are young. Every child routinely shows his or her work. Unsurprisingly, Erbao's work is the most beautiful. The degree is almost catching up with the teacher, but after all, she is only 4 years old. The teacher specializes in this, and this comparison highlights the power of Erbao. Every time, she can add her own ideas to her work. This time, she not only made a peacock, she also made a dancing butterfly next to it. A peacock and a butterfly, it is also a contrast. After school, the teacher left Lin Feng and his daughter alone. It's like this, there is a handcraft competition in our city, and I have signed up for Erbao to participate. I believe that with Erbao's talent, he will definitely shine. If she wins this award, the education system will also have a publicity effect, which will also be good for her. The teacher said, because of the tight schedule, Erbao and I may not be able to attend classes these days. We have to take separate classes. Lin Feng had no objection. Next, the teacher's classes were replaced by another teacher. Erbao began to prepare handcraft works for the competition. Today's soft gold thread inspired the teacher. Because this was the best time for Erbao to perform, his craftsmanship could surpass himself. In a blink of an eye, a week passed, and the finished product was handed over by the teacher. Lin Feng did not ask what Erbao had done specifically, and he still took them with him every day as usual. The final results of the handcraft will be announced in early February, which will take about a month. January 20th. Dabao and Sabao took the Taekwondo exam. This is a unified exam for several institutions. Lin Feng drove them to the examination room. The examination room was in the gymnasium. When they arrived, many children were already waiting in their uniforms. The weather turned cooler, but they didn't feel cold at all. Each stage of the exam was divided into different examination rooms, and parents could just sit on the steps to watch. Lin Feng had sharp ears and eyes, and his eyesight was very good, so he could see the competition clearly. Erbao was in his arms, watching others compete quietly. When it was Dabao's turn, the little guy got excited all of a sudden. Come on, big brother. Come on. Lin Feng also shouted, come on, Dabao, come on, Dabao. Dabao won without any suspense. Soon it was Sibayo's turn, and there was still no suspense. After the exam, the coach officially notified them that the current stage of teaching was over. If students have time, they can continue to come to school for classes. Or wait until school starts. Lin Feng took the children home. We will go back to Shanghai the day after tomorrow. The children shouted happily. Great, we can see Mom the day after tomorrow. Great. Lin Feng had already planned it. However, while eating dinner, Teacher Li in the class group sent a message. On January 23rd, the school will hold outdoor games. Interested children can participate. A parent asked, Teacher Li, what game is it? Teacher Li replied, this time we are not playing outdoors. After all, the weather is already very cold and it is not very convenient. This time, we set it up indoors. You can get corresponding rewards by completing tasks, such as food and toys. It is very interesting. Only our middle class will participate in this game. The senior and junior classes have games suitable for them. Parents who are interested can bring their children to participate. The registration deadline is before 12 noon tomorrow. I hope all parents can participate enthusiastically. Lin Feng's heart moved and he called Zhang Yuxi. The couple unanimously decided to ask Sanbao if he wanted to participate. Every outdoor activity can make Sanbao more cheerful. Sanbao wanted to participate and flew back early on the 22nd. Lin Feng signed up for the 4 children, and the parents also wanted to participate. A mother complained in the group. Oh my God, please don't let us cook, we really can't cook. That's right, we can play with the children, but forget about cooking. My son almost didn't have a meal last time, cover his face JPG. Ho ha, I'm fine, after the last incident, my cooking skills have improved a lot. Me too, but since that time, my son has become less picky about food. Because he has eaten the worst. For a while, the group laughed and talked. Before going to bed at night, Lin Feng told the babies about this. They all wished that the 23rd would come quickly. Before noon on the 21st, the list was finalized. Liu Qing was not included this time. She had taken Shai Anshan back to the Magic City. I don't know if it was because of the last event that many parents withdrew, and only 2/3 of the registration was this time. This kind of activity is voluntary, and Teacher Li didn't persuade them anymore. Dear parents, on the morning of the 23rd, we will leave the school at 8:30, and our destination is Yangchengdi Sports Affiliated College. If there are students whose homes are close to here and they don't need to come to the school together, they can wait for us outside the college. We will have a 2-day event. Please parents, bring clothes, water cups, sweat towels, etc. for your children. Everyone must wear sportswear and sports shoes. This is the key. In a blink of an eye, it was the morning of the 22nd. Sanbao and Zhang Yuxi arrived in Yangcheng at around 10 o'clock. The children were very happy to reunite, and they surrounded Sanbao as if they hadn't seen each other for a long time. At noon, Lin Feng started to pack his luggage. Wife, do you have sportswear? It seems that you don't have any. Did you donate clothes last time? My old set has been given away. Lin Feng thought for a while. I have a set of sportswear, for summer. My sons also have a set, but I feel that one set is not enough. He occasionally does fitness exercises and has a set of fitness clothes. They all wear old t-shirts and shorts. After all, they sweat a lot, so they don't need to wear too thick clothes. So, after all, they have to buy a set for the whole family. And you have to buy them quickly, because you have to wash them when you get back. Arrived at the mall. Entered a sports brand clothing store. This store just launched parent-child models. After all, children's brands are not only popular now, but also have very good sales. Everyone bought 2 sets, and the children bought a slightly larger size, and it is estimated that they can still wear them for 1 or 2 years. Children grow fast, so buy them according to their height. If you wear them this year, they will be too small tomorrow. After buying, Lin Feng quickly rinsed and dried the clothes, and then went to the balcony to dry them for a while. Zhang Yuxi likes to do housework with Lin Feng very much. Zhang Yuxi handed over the clothes hanger, and Lin Feng hung the clothes, and the two talked and laughed. Husband, Anlan and Liu Bo will come over for dinner later. We don't need to buy vegetables, they can bring their own vegetables. Lin Feng hummed, Wife, what do you want to eat in the evening? Zhang Yuxi tilted her head, I can do anything, as long as it is made by my husband, I like it. Erbao was looking for something in the room, and said in imitation, Dad, Erbao likes whatever you make. After that, he took the toys and went downstairs. In less than 5 seconds, Erbao came back. Dad, Mom, Godmother and Brother Guoguo are here. Chapter 400, Pregnancy Makes You Idiot for 3 years. Just at this time, Lin Feng and his family had finished their work. Guoguo, who is almost 9 months old, has begun to crawl, and crawls very fast. Occasionally, he will stand and walk a few steps. Whatever comes, the couple did not let Guoguo walk too early, and everything went naturally. So, unknowingly, Guoguo likes crawling more and more. According to Lan's description, it is like a spider walking on the ground, crawling swoosh swoosh. Zhang Yuxi also recorded it for a while to complain about her son. Zhang Yuxi has kept this video and will show it to Guoguo when he grows up. In the living room, the 4 treasures, plus a cat and a dog, play hide and seek with Guoguo. Fifi was forced to participate by Erbao. In this family, Fifi likes Erbao and Sanbao the most, and is most afraid of Sibao. Dabe followed Sibao and hid, shaking his tail almost broken, as if afraid that others would not see it. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were cooking in the kitchen, Liu Bo was peeling apples, and Lan was sitting on the sofa complaining about her son. His tone was full of disdain, but his face was extremely gentle. After Lan gave birth to Guoguo, she would still act silly and have occasional convulsions. But her personality became more and more stable, and she paid more and more attention to her family, husband and children. In the past few months, Liu Bo helped take care of the children at home and cooked for Lan. It was close to the end of the year, and both stores needed Liu Bo, so he was very busy. Lan not only had to take care of Guoguo and herself, but also had to take care of the restaurant. The original plan was to wean him in August and eat complimentary foods. It was shelved because she was too busy. Only when Lan was free would she make him nutritious rice porridge. She came this time, first to eat, and second to get a recipe. This was the recipe for the 4 babies back then, from weaning at 8 months to when they went to school at the age of 3. Even now, if there are any nutritious meals that the 4 babies particularly like to eat, Lin Feng will write them down. He has finished writing 3 notebooks. Wife, there is a file bag on the desk. It contains the recipes I copied. You can take it to Lan. I will be busy and forget it. Zhang Yuxi wiped her hands and said, okay. In the living room, Guoguo is Spider-Man, crawling very fast. With his mouth wide open and drooling, he went to find his brother and sister. Guoguo started to grow teeth at 8 months old, and he drools a lot. He has been wearing a bib. Compared with when he just started to grow teeth, the situation is much better now. The first person Guoguo found was Sanbao. Sanbao was hiding behind a potted plant. Guoguo crawled over and smiled foolishly with his head tilted. Sanbao squatted down and gently touched Guoguo's head. Guoguo is great. You found your sister so quickly. You are amazing. Guoguo, who understood the compliment, smiled even happier. Next, it was Erbao who was hiding behind the pillar. Because the cat's tail was shaking, Guoguo ran over and tilted his head to look behind the pillar. Erbao exclaimed exaggeratedly, wow, you found me, awesome. Brother Guoguo is awesome. Guoguo grinned. There was a black tail at the corner, wagging on the ground. The dog's tail attracted Guoguo's attention, and he ran over to play with the dog's tail. He found Sibao by the way. Then, they played with the dog. Guoguo, you also found Brother Dabao. Guoguo. The children who were having fun remembered that they were playing hide and seek. In order to attract Guoguo to come over, Dabao reminded Guoguo. Guoguo, I'm here. Guoguo crawled over and looked at the living room curiously. The couple met their son's gaze and teased him. Look at what Dad is doing, Dad doesn't know where Dabao is. And Lan also said, Mom doesn't know either. She said this, but she still reminded her son calmly. Eyes signal, son, Mom will give you a look, and you can experience it yourself. Dabao was the last one to hide, and no one saw it except Liu Bo and his wife. So, the 3 treasures, together with Guoguo, went to look for Dabao. Liu Bo and Lan were both looking at it in wonder. And Lan couldn't help but sigh, it's more fun to have more children, so you won't be so lonely. Liu Bo also nodded. And Lan couldn't help but feel sorry that she couldn't become neighbors with Mr. Lin and Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi handed the file bag to Lan, and looked around the room, but still couldn't find where Dabao was. In the end, it was Dabao who found it and barked at the curtain. Dabao said sullenly, Dabao failed. He was still proud of this perfect hiding place. Lin Feng said loudly, "It's time to eat." The children washed their hands and ate. Lin Feng made soy milk and peanut paste for guoguo. Soy milk is made from soybeans, and peanuts are also crushed and boiled with soybeans to filter out the residue. Then boil it with crushed rice. Lin Feng asked in Lan's opinion, "Guoguo's is still warm, can we feed him after we eat?" And Lan said it was no problem. Sure, be hungry for a while, and eat more later. Usually, they don't cooperate with the rice porridge I cook. Guoguo was playing in the living room, watched by Dabe. The adults and the four treasures were eating in the dining room. "I'm done, I'm going to play with brother Guoguo." "Dad, Mom, I'm done too." After a while, everyone except Sanbao had finished eating. Sanbao was still eating slowly, not in a hurry at all. And Lan suddenly had an idea and served a small bowl of rice porridge to her son. After testing the temperature, she took it to the living room. "Children, Godmother, can you please do me a favor? Can you help Godmother and feed this bowl of rice to brother Guoguo?" The children readily agreed. And Lan emphasized, "Don't force brother Guoguo to eat, coax him to eat, okay?" The children said no problem. And Lan clapped her hands and said with a look of satisfaction, "That's hard work. Godmother thanks you." Back in the dining room, Lan secretly looked towards the living room while eating. Guoguo sat in the small dining cart that the four children had used before, with complimentary food in front of him. Bao took the spoon and said, "Let me feed him." Bao blew on it, "Come on, brother Guoguo, it's time to eat." With so many brothers and sisters around, Guoguo didn't feel bored at all. He even felt that eating was a game. With Bao feeding him, the other children teased Guoguo, and he finished a small bowl of complimentary food easily. And Lan was deeply moved and immediately served another small bowl to her son. He ate half of it this time, and he was very well behaved. And Lan sat back and complained about her son, "You don't know, every time I feed Guoguo complimentary food, I get so irritated. Once, I fed him for almost 2 hours. This little bastard, it's like there are nails on the dining chair, he can't sit still. It's better to have more children, it can divert attention." And Lan asked Lin Feng for advice. "I remember when Mr. Lin fed the 4 babies complimentary food, they were also well behaved, not noisy or fussy." Zhang Yuxi also participated in feeding complimentary food, so she remembered some things. At that time, the 3rd baby ate complimentary food too slowly, and the 2nd baby was delicate and troublesome, so he was the most difficult to feed. "I fed the 1st and 4th babies, they finished eating in a short while, so I didn't worry much." And Lan sighed, "You said that my food was not delicious, I can still think about it. But the child's complimentary food has no taste, he doesn't eat much. It's almost 9 months old, I'm worried." Lin Feng immediately said the crux of the problem. "You should stop breastfeeding Guoguo. Without this food, he won't have to worry about it anymore. He will probably like to eat complimentary foods." And Lan began to have a headache again. "I tried to wean him once, and he cried so hard." Lin Feng shook his head. "It's not right for you to do this. You can't stop breastfeeding all at once. It has to be a gradual process. Start adding complementary foods, and then add complementary foods to take up the milk, so that the milk becomes a snack, the kind that fills the stomach occasionally." And Lan, "Well, this road is not easy." Lin Feng smiled. "Raising a child is not an easy task, so it's naturally not easy." Zhang Yuxi suggested, "How about this, we go back to Shanghai in a few days, and you go back to your parents' home to wean him. You're alone at home, and Liu Bo is busy. The child will look at you and smell your scent and want to drink milk. If you keep doing this, it will be very troublesome to wean him." And Lan nodded, "Okay, it's just right for my mom to make the complimentary foods that Mr. Lin gave me." Sure enough, a pregnancy will make a woman stupid for 3 years. She didn't even think of this method, she was really stupid. After dinner, Lan and Liu Bo took Guoguo home. Guoguo cried so sadly. The 4 treasures couldn't bear to leave their brother Guoguo. So, they decided not to go back tonight and sleep at Zhang Yuxi's place. The 4 treasures and Guoguo were happy. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.